Odyssey Sports Station.
Sean Morash in the booth, somebody!
Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Here is the very good news, and you can file this away in the future if you ever listen to Evan and Tiki. If there's a screw-up at the beginning of the show, it's actually good news because it means Tiki and I are together and Sean is pressing buttons. And that's the way most people like it.
I know why you did that. That was intentional. That wasn't a mistake. He did that because Gio did not say Evan and Tiki featuring Sean Morash.
So his protest at Giannotti is to screw up our show? Yeah, that's a great plan.
I just had to say Sean Morash. That's all he got from Al Cintron-like voice.
Yeah, if you didn't hear it, because I'm not sure how the Odyssey app works, instead of playing our open, he played the open as Cinco de Luncho, which is coming up in about 2.5 hours. We do have a very busy show today. Joe Schoen said something a few days ago that I think will piss off Tiki Barber, but we'll find out coming up at 11 o'clock. We have all these head coaches available. What about Bill Belichick? We'll discuss that a little bit later on. But Tiki is back, and Tiki said something to Sean and I the other day when John Harbaugh was removed as head coach of the Baltimore Ravens that I found fascinating.
Which is?
You said, and if I'm quoting you wrong, slap me across the face, that to you, Tiki Barber, Giants legend, influential voice in the Giants community, you prefer Kevin Stefanski over John Harbaugh.
I do prefer Kevin Stefanski, and part of it is because he's an offensive coach and quarterback coach back in his early days with Minnesota. He obviously won Coach of the Year twice, won in his first year. And he won 11 games, won it again a couple years later, also won 11 games. But, you know, the worry, if you're going to push against Kevin Stefanski, is it those intermittent years, so 2 years after that first Coach of the Year, 2 years after the second Coach of the Year, sub 500 records and inferior production from the team. But there's something I like about Kevin Stefanski when it comes to continuing to develop Jackson Dart and continuing to build a staff that is going to get great defensive production. And, I mean, just think about his defensive coordinator and what his defensive coordinator has produced this year. You're going to get the defensive player of the year, and Myles Garrett, obviously with the Cleveland Browns, with 23 sacks that he had on the season. They're likely to get the defensive rookie of the year, Carson Swessinger, who was an off-ball linebacker who was fantastic this year. And I feel like that's the biggest part for me. Head coach John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski, Antonio Pierce, any of those ones that Raheem Morris, any of those guys you want to throw out there, fantastic. It's what you do with your staff that makes me most interested in you. Because Kevin Stefanski or John Harbaugh, they can't coach everybody.
No. It's about building a staff.
It's about building a great staff and motivating them to get everybody on the same page. Well, and so I like Kevin Stefanski. By the way, I like John Harbaugh, too.
I understand.
It's not like I'm saying
John
Harbaugh is disqualified for me. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I think he's a fantastic coach. He's been a fantastic leader for 18 years in Baltimore. He's had so much continuity. They promoted and advanced from within over and over and over again. So that just tells you the depth of talent he surrounds himself with. There's something about Kevin Stefanski that's really intriguing to me.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, I'm a big what has the biggest bust factor? Kevin Stefanski has a bigger bust factor.
Right.
He's already had more sub-500 seasons than John Harbaugh's had in his entire career. That's number one. Number two.
Part of that is circumstance, by the way.
I get it.
Cleveland Browns are a horrible organization.
But it's on his resume.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it's a part of his resume. And right now, no offense, like, the Giants aren't that much different than the Cleveland Browns. At least for the last half a decade. I'm not talking about of all time.
Well, at least he's familiar with it then and can figure out a better way to do it.
But you just made an excuse for the 3 or 4 sub-500 seasons by saying, well, it's the organization. I want someone who's bust-proof.
I mean, think about his quarterbacks, dude. It was Dylan. He went into this season with Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, who's a knucklehead, and so much so that he forced himself out of the first round all the way to the 5th, 6th, wherever he got drafted. And that's what he went to this year with. I mean, the fact that they were even competitive for a lot of this year is a testament to him.
The other thing is John Harbaugh's coordinator history, because you've made this point a lot, even before John became available, which is it's about building a staff.
Yeah.
One of the most important things is building a staff. Rex Ryan, Chuck Pagano, Wink Martindale, Mike McDonald, who may be the best coach on the planet these days.
I give that to his brother, by the way.
Oh, come on.
I give it to Jim.
You give what to Jim? This is John's history of defensive coordinators. Is it good?
Yeah, it is.
He's got it. Here's the thing about John Harbaugh, and I'm not trying to make him out to be Vince Lombardi. His entire track record is success.
100%.
And so to me, and I'm not arguing that Kevin Stefanski can't have success here. I'm sure he can. What I'm arguing is at this point in history with this franchise, with as down as they've been, I need the surest thing.
Right.
The way I phrased it to Sean the other day is I want the guy with the least possibility of busting. And John Harbaugh supplies that to me well over Kevin Stefanski.
Here is the worry with John Harbaugh.
Yeah, what is the worry?
He's not old, but he is taking a week off.
Yep.
He's not going to do any interviews. There could be a chance. Remember the conversation we had about Mike Tomlin?
Yep.
This was in the afternoon, but I'll reiterate it here in the midday. People want Mike Tomlin, whether it's the Giants, whether it's the Jets, whether it's the Cleveland, whoever. You would want Mike Tomlin. I honestly believe Mike Tomlin might say if and when it's all said and done with the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm good, man. I'm going to go take a job in TV. I'm going to go sit on a beach in the south of France for a year or whatever it is. And if I ever feel like getting, he's 3 years old. If I ever feel like getting back into it, you know what? I have time.
And his value will only go up.
100%. It's just like Bill Coward.
Yep.
He left. He was never coming back, but he left it. Everybody desired him.
I almost
for
believe
like a decade.
The further along you are away from coaching, the more your value goes up.
So my fear with John Harbaugh is that he's done this for a really long time. He's a decade older than Mike Tomlin.
63.
He's 63. He says, look, I'm going to chill for a week before I even start thinking about doing any of these interviews. What happens if he chills for a week and it's like the passion's not there? Like this has been a long career. I mean, 40 something years of coaching. It's a lot of a grind. And so I worry about the burnout. Now, if I hear from him next week and it's like, I'm all in, I'm down, I'm excited, I can't wait to get back into this thing, and I got this guy who wants to come with me and this guy who comes, then I'll change my thought process.
Hold on, I want to clarify something.
I know this with Kevin Stefanski, who's still in his 40s, that he still feels like he has something to prove.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it's not about the personality, the person in any way. It's about the fire that's inside of them. And I know Kevin Stefanski has that fire inside of him.
That's what I want to clarify here. So your worry about John, because it is absolutely possible, and if you're just tuning in, yes, John Harbaugh is not going to take interviews this week. That's the latest reporting, and then next week he'll begin to take interviews. It is absolutely a possibility that two things could happen, both not good for the Giants. And we talked about one yesterday, which is the idea that there are new coaching vacancies, that the Buffalo Bills fire Sean McDermott.
Right.
Yesterday, the show ended with Sean declaring he is going to root for the Eagles this weekend and will root for the Eagles until John Harbaugh accepts the Giant job because he is legitimately fearful that the Eagles lose. They fire Nick Sirianni. They hire John Harbaugh. That's Sean yesterday. And
Fly, Eagles, fly, Ev.
I respect that. So we've all talked.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
I can't imagine.
Made the playoffs every year of his tenure as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
And they still want to get rid of him.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Because fair or not, as good as Nick Sirianni's track record is, fair or not, none of us view him as this elite level head coach.
No, it's true.
And I know
he's got a Super Bowl championship.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls. I know. So it is absolutely on the table, as we discussed yesterday, that John just takes another job.
Yeah.
I even brought up the Cleveland Browns because of his history in Cleveland, of his parents honeymooning at a Browns game. Like, all of that's legitimate, and it's on the table. I will not tell you it's a slam dunk he's picking the Giants. You bring up the idea he may just say, I want a year off.
Yeah.
When you talk about the lack of fire, are you talking about it in terms of the fear of him taking a year off, or are you talking about it in terms of him taking the job but not being John Harbaugh?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's interesting.
And so, look, I have no proof that would be the case, but it's been he goes to Baltimore, and it's almost immediate he starts to have success. They have so much talent on that team. And you think, I mean, look, they were what was it, 18 years? So they were 4 or 5 years removed from winning the Super Bowl. 2000,
so it was 8 years removed.
So 8 years removed from winning the Super Bowl. They have a good, core of players. He takes over, and they're good right away. And he just kind of grinds this thing into one of the most consistent franchises in very different iterations. Like you go from the Joe Flacco era to the Lamar Jackson era, kind of seamlessly.
Yeah.
And they're constantly relevant. And now you're coming to the Giants. There's talent here. That's why it's next to the Ravens, interestingly, probably the most attractive job that's available right now because of the talent. But the history of losing it's a decade. And so if you're John Harbaugh coming to try to fix this thing, it's not, there's this history that was just immediate and we have all this success and we can just build upon that and make it sustainable. I got to remake the culture. And that's a grind, man.
Yeah.
It's a grind that is daunting, and I need somebody who is so committed to being great and I think John ultimately might come to that, but I need to hear him say that.
Yeah, my stereotype for why I believe John would still have that passion is just the fact that he didn't leave us on his own. He got fired after having relative success the last couple of years. And B, he's at the gym at 5 a.m. He's doing squats. He speaks like a guy who still has it.
Okay, so tell us that. I need to hear it. That's all. It's as simple as that, dude. And I know Stefanski has it because he failed out of Cleveland.
Right.
It's not like he successed his way out of Cleveland. He failed out of Cleveland. And we know he's a good coach because he has 2 coaches of the years on his resume. But it clearly didn't end like he thought it would or should. And it wasn't all his fault, but you can feel the fire still in him.
Now, as far as John Harbaugh's interest in the New York Giants, there's been a lot of reporting over the last few days. Here's the latest from Diana Rossini in terms of the Giants' interest in John Harbaugh, which I think is obvious.
Yep.
And John Harbaugh's interest in the New York Giants.
From what I understand, Harbaugh really likes the Giants. They really like him. There's going to be a meeting, an interview set up. They're hoping for the weekend, if not early next week, to get him in the building because they're basically clearing the decks. Like we got Stefanski, now let's get him here.
It sounds like the Giants view Harbaugh as 1 and Stefanski as 2. You, Tiki Barber, view Stefanski as 1 and Harbaugh as 2.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 1A and 1B. And it could be interchanged. It doesn't even matter.
You're happy with either?
I'm absolutely. By the way, I called some games with the Baltimore Ravens. I love the way that John Harbaugh runs an organization. There is consistency. There is purpose. There's meaning. He's not talking to the player or even the staff or the media in any kind of condescending way. It's refreshing when you think about it, when you've seen some other places around the league. And so I think he'd be phenomenal. I just got to know he wants to do it.
Okay, so you're in the room. And by the way, Tiki should be in the room because I'm hearing all these other organizations are bringing in like, hey.
But the Lions did.
Yeah, the Lions did it. I mean, Miami's out. Was it Miami? Who's asking Troy Aikman to help them out? I totally forgot.
Miami.
Okay, I got that right. Obviously, Tom Brady owns a part of the Raiders. So let's say you're in the room.
That's weird, by the way.
Of course it's weird.
Why the heck is Steve Ross turning to Troy Aikman?
Where's Dan Marino?
Well, he's there. I mean, he's already there. So Troy and Dan are going to collaborate.
But it's weird because you're bringing in a legend from somewhere else.
I know.
Like, how is that helping? Like, if I'm a Jet fan and they bring in Tiki Barber to help with the search, I mean, I love you, bro, but I'd be like, why is Tiki Barber here?
Oh, because I live in Florham Park.
That's true.
It's just right down the road.
That's true. Breece Hall's your favorite player, so it all makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. You got to keep him no matter what.
No doubt. But if you're in the meeting, you're in the room, and John Harbaugh is talking to John Mara, he's talking to Tish, he's talking to Joe Schoen, he's talking to you, he's talking to Strahan, and he says, hey, do me a favor, Joe Schoen, leave the room. The adults need to speak.
Stop.
And Joe leaves the room and he says, look, Joe Schoen's he's a nice guy. I'm not taking this job unless you let me bring my general manager. Which I
Ernie
don't.
DeCosta's not coming.
Well, my general manager is in terms of a guy I want to bring.
Right.
Obviously not my current general manager.
He's been linked to Chad Alexander, the Chargers guy, who's interviewing with Miami.
Who's got a connection to his brother Jim.
Yep.
With that, because Stefanski's not doing that. He's just not. I don't even think Mike McCarthy's doing that.
No.
What is your response?
Yeah, there's two guys that would do it, Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh.
And they have the authority and the gravitas to do it. So now John Mara looks at you and says, Teague, what should I do? I've already decided to bring Joe Schoen back. I even wrote the whole letter explaining why Joe Schoen should come back. Should I remove him because that's what John Harbaugh wants, or do I tell John, sorry, we're going in a different direction? How do you handle that?
It depends on how insistent he is. And by the way, I don't think John is that kind of guy. It's an interesting hypothetical. I'd bring Joe back in the room.
Say it to my face.
No, just explain it to me and explain it to Joe. Because we're committed to Joe.
I'm going to be John Harbaugh for a second. All right, I'm going to explain it to you. Joe, I think you've done a nice job here. I've got no issue with
you. Fantastic job.
Well,
they got two potential Rookie of the Year candidates. And I know, by the way, this is just an aside.
Yeah.
All those Giant fans who were hating on Abdul Carter, just go look at what the rest of the league thinks about Abdul Carter, who led the league in fast pressures, quick pressures, which is 2 seconds. He's 10th or 11th. No, he's 11th in total pressures. Like, we look at him.
That's hard to believe.
It really is. But we look at it. Remember earlier in the year when I kept saying, Abdul Carter is affecting these games. It's not showing up in statistics. He doesn't have the sack totals that say he's an elite player, but he's playing elite football. Now, that when Mike Kafka took over, those two instances where he got benched for a series and then benched for a quarter, I think it truly turned him into what we need him to be going forward.
Oh, I think he played that way.
100%. But what I'm saying is that all season long, he had a fantastic year.
Okay.
So, by the way, I only say that because when you talk about Joe Schoen, Jackson Dart's not going to win Rookie of the Year because he only started 12 games and missed one. And Giants didn't win enough. But he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter is also in that conversation.
Well, you're
Malik
asking.
Neighbors was in that conversation.
You're asking.
And so when we're talking about what Joe Schoen has done, let's take the facts correctly.
Okay, Evan Neal, Deontay Banks. I can respond to this.
Evan Neal was an early mistake. Deontay Banks, you already know my stance on him. I think he's an unbelievable athlete. He's not going to be here for him, but I think he might go someplace else.
All right, you gave Darius Slayton a multi-year contract.
Yeah, I mean, that was a mistake, but it is what it is.
No, but my point is,
from re-signing Wan'Dale Robinson potentially.
If Joe Schoen or John Mara fights back with me, I'm John Harbaugh in this interview, and say, oh, no, he's done a fantastic job, I'm going to fight back with you.
Yeah.
Point is, he doesn't think he did a fantastic job.
I think Joe is in that room because you have to have him in the room.
He's going to be in the room initially,
If he's in the room, I'm talking about if John Harbaugh says, I don't want Joe Schoen, then Joe Schoen needs to be in the room. And then you have that conversation and let him defend himself. Right? It's not on me. It's not on John Mara. It's on Joe Schoen to defend his record and to explain it in a way that convinces John that he's wrong. John Harbaugh.
But don't you think John already has the edge because he is John Harbaugh?
Yeah.
And doesn't he have the edge by just citing the win-loss record?
Yeah, of course.
And saying, look, you haven't won. But yes, you've done some good things.
You still have to explain it.
Okay.
It can't be as you probably explain it to your children, as Sean does, as I do with my 6.
Yeah.
Because I say so.
Right.
It can't be because I say so.
John Harbaugh can't say to the Mariners,
John, why do you not want Joe? I don't know, because I say so.
Ultimately.
It doesn't work.
Ultimately.
Makes you think how ludicrous it is to say that to your kids.
Would you be uncomfortable removing Joe Schoen if John Harbaugh says so?
No.
Okay. That's all I wanted to hear, because it's on the table that happens. We'll get to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. A lot of people prefer John Harbaugh, but I'm curious, Tiki Barber convince you that Kevin Stefanski is the preferred option? We'll get to your phone calls. We'll find out what went wrong in Baltimore with John Harbaugh, and something Joe Schoen is going to piss Tiki off. It is Evan and Tiki on a very busy Thursday here in New York City.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank, where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts to date. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. It's sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant. Perfect for when you travel. Just pack it up, and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So hit up collarsandco.com right now. Use code TIKI for 20% off. That's at collarsandco.com.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Kalshi. Trade on anything. Make money predicting the college football playoff legally nationwide with Kalshi. From sports to politics, culture, and more. If it matters, you can trade on it with Kalshi, the world's largest prediction market. Use code FAN to get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Who will stay? Who will go? Big questions loom for the Yankees and Mets this offseason. Get the latest here. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio app.
Tellers is not just a chop house, it's an institution celebrating more than 25 years of excellence. The one-of-a-kind setting, Tellers was born out of a historic bank with soaring 25-foot ceilings that set the stage for an unforgettable dining experience. Their culinary team elevates progressive takes on the classics while letting traditional chop house fare shine, built on USDA Prime 35-day dry-aged beef. Experience Tellers, an American chop house. Reserved now at tellerschophouse.com. That's tellerschophouse.com.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Orgavatazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377.
Hola, amigos! It's the big noise, Brad Evans from BetMGM tonight. Listen Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports as we cover the biggest sports stories from coast to coast. Get insights on the NFL playoffs, college basketball conference races, and more. Download the Odyssey app now and listen from anywhere. BetMGM tonight, live and interactive, presented by BetMGM. Tune in, Team Huevos.
And I have
welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Town Fair Tire sells Continental winter tires for the guaranteed lowest price because we stock more Continental tires than any other tire dealer. So we buy for less and we sell Continental winter tires for less. Plus, you always get more from Town Fair. Yes, more free services than any other tire dealer. Now with over 120 locations and still growing. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. I mean, nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Boomer here. If you care about cooking your meat to perfection as much as I do, the IQ Sense Smart Meat Thermometer from Chef IQ wirelessly monitors your food's internal temperature in real time and pairs with the Chef IQ app to tell you when it's time to flip, rest, and serve. So there's no guesswork. There's no overcooking. Just perfect USDA safe temps every single time. It even connects to the new Chef IQ mini oven for hands-off precision cooking. So why not grab yours today at chefiq.com, code word BOOMER to save 30% at checkout.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Your best year starts with a savings. Don't miss the January Jumpstart event at Nielsen Dodge.
That's right, Chels. We're ready to start your new year with low lease payments to get you driving.
Lease a new 2026 Dodge Durango GT Plus all-wheel drive Hemi V8, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4, just $359 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
With zero down payment and the credit help you deserve.
Come see all the great savings we've lined up so you can start your new year driving happy and hassle-free. Let the fun begin.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Start something new sales event. With approval term Durango 36, Ram 42 months due at sign, Durango 55.99, Ram 59.54 at tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
Right side Francis into the corner, Buchanan dribbles, drive on the baseline, and a two-hand slam.
After outlasting Oregon in overtime on Monday, the Scarlet Knights hit the road for Champaign. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join myself and Austin Johnson for all the action as Rutgers visits the number 16th ranked team in the country, the Illinois Fighting Illini. Tonight, with tip-off at 8:30 p.m. on your home for Rutgers basketball, The Fan, Sports Radio 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
Evan and Tiki, how we doing on this fine Thursday? There are conflicting reports from two of the most trusted NFL insiders on what the hell happened with John Harbaugh. We'll get to that in a couple of minutes. We'll also get to your calls at 888-808-1019.
The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Speaking of effortless, how about that close by the Knicks last night? They ended their 4-game losing streak with a 123-111 win. OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns responded after their offensive woes, scoring 20 points apiece. Every Knicks starter in double figures. Knicks heading to Phoenix to play the Suns late tomorrow night.
Snap the losing streak. Deuce McBride was awesome. In fact, Deuce McBride played the most minutes of anybody yesterday. But you could see it early on. They were spraying the basketball all over the place. The ball movement was back. A much better effort by the Knicks, beating a hot L.A. Clipper team. But the other thing that it is very important that we give this a few minutes because our very own here at WFAN, Chris Carrino, the voice of the Brooklyn Nets, was just announced as the National Sports Media Association New York Sportscaster of the Year.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations, Chris.
Chris deserves it.
No
He's
doubt.
awesome. And just to give you a perspective on the history of this award, Iron Eagle usually wins it every single year. Gary Cohen won it a year ago. Kenny Albert, the great Kenny Albert, won it 2 years ago. Mike Breen has won this award. This is a prestigious honor. It's the first time Chris has won it. He deserves it. Congratulations. And in honor of Chris Carrino, as much as this pains me, because last night in Brooklyn was one of the wildest games of the year. If you didn't see it, the Nets took the lead on a bank three by Igor Joman and then lost it on a buzzer-beating bank three by Paolo Banchero. Let us hear how the New York State Broadcaster of the Year called it. Let's start it off with the play that made me jump out of my seat. Igor Joman with the banked go-ahead three.
Joman moving left, shoots a three, a banker, and it's gone! He banked it in with 3.6! Timeout magic! Are you kidding me?
That's my guy! And I thought we won!
Joman.
And then after giving a foul that they did not need to give, but I'm not going to bore you with Nets talk, here is the game winner, as called by the Broadcaster of the Year, Chris Carrino.
Right near the net bench, near side, 2.1 to go now. Black inbounding. Hal guarding it, out top Banchero. Tightly covered, straight on three! Banked it in! It's good! Paolo Banchero with a game winner! A banked three! At the horn!
Great call by Chris. That pained me a little bit, but great call by Chris.
And he showed no sign of disappointment in that happening.
Nah, he's a pro, man.
Of course.
He is
absolutely a pro.
He is disappointed, but he's a pro.
It didn't sound like it.
No. Congratulations to Chris Carrino, the National Sports Media Association Sportscaster of the Year. Let's go to Pat in Myrtle Beach. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning, Evan.
Good morning, Evan. How are you?
We're good. What's up?
I agree with Sean. I think Sirianni's coaching for his job in Philly. There was reports all season that something was just off.
Mm-hmm.
The new offensive coordinator. It is so Howie Roseman. He's not worried about whether Sirianni deserves to be fired. He's playing way long game.
Right.
If he can upgrade, and if you look at the timeline, Howie Roseman joined the Eagles as an pro football intern in 2000, and they were overlapped at the Philadelphia for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
When, I don't know, Tiki would be able to say better, but they're both kind of at the bottom level of the barrel in their
100%.
respective positions.
100%.
So,
That was the Andy Reid era. You're right.
They are a major threat. He took over in Philadelphia as the special teams coordinator in 1998, and he kept that job until 2007 when they actually made him the defensive backs coach, with the thought being that would improve his chances of getting a head coaching job. He did that for 1 year before he took over as Ravens head coach. Our last caller's right. It is an absolute threat, and it's such a threat. And Teague, Sean. Right. The fact that he's singing Fly, Eagles, Fly, and he's openly rooting for the Eagles, he is letting the world know that's a threat.
No, absolutely. Definitely. It's a threat. I mean, it's the Eagles are very, look, we hate them up here because they're our rival, but the way that organization has been run over the last, 15 years, it's been one of the best in the business. And Howie Roseman, who we mentioned, who had to, he had to wait for his opportunity to put his real fingerprints on the team. Because don't forget, when Andy Reid was there, Andy Reid was the general manager.
Right.
When Chip Kelly was there, for whatever reason, Chip Kelly was making a lot of those decisions. And then after they moved on from Chip, Howie started to be able to do what Howie wanted to do. And we've seen what's transpired, right? A couple Super Bowl championships. They're constantly good. They've dominated the division, even though they haven't won it all those years. And so I feel like if they were able to get one of their own and John Harbaugh, why not?
I think
it's so unfair to Nick Sirianni.
But it's not about fairness.
Of course it's not, but he's done nothing but win.
He has the 5th highest winning percentage ever. Ever.
Yeah.
Point blank. And I'm going back to the 20s and including names like that. If you just want to use the Super Bowl era, it's the 4th greatest winning percentage of all time. And I'll take it a step further based on the history that...
And he still gets no credit. It's unbelievable.
I know.
It's unreal.
But you know what? Listen, you're as fair as they get.
Yeah.
Who's a better head coach? Who would you trust more with your organization, Nick Sirianni or John Harbaugh?
John Harbaugh.
Okay. So that's it. But I'll take it a step further.
But here's the other thing. He's constantly changing coordinators.
I know.
Because Kevin Petula, who the last caller was referring to, probably is going to get fired.
Well, but he's also changing coordinators partially because of the success that the franchise had.
Right, because they win and Shane Steichen goes someplace else.
Right, and that's happened to John Harbaugh.
They win. Kevin, or what's his name? His New Orleans. Why am I forgetting his name? Kellen Moore.
Yep.
He goes someplace else.
Right.
So it's this success has really beat up the Eagles staff. Yet they still win.
I said this the other day about John Harbaugh, and I relate this to Joe Girardi to bring in some baseball. That Joe Girardi got fired after the Yankees lost in the ALCS, which showed you that he was getting fired no matter what. Right. It really didn't matter how far the Yankees went. He was going to get fired. I have that same feeling about John Harbaugh. We all make a big deal about the kick. Oh, the kick is what cost him the job. Not really.
No, I felt like it was time.
Yeah, it was probably time. I think with the Eagles, and this is the worry for Sean and everybody else, I don't think winning this weekend just ensures Sirianni's back. I think even if they get to the title game and lose, it's possible that Howie Roseman, as cutthroat as he is, says, this is an upgrade.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm going to make the move.
But if you get to title weekend and the Giants haven't made a decision, a head coaching search, and Harbaugh is still available, then you know, and you better have moved on to Stefanski.
No, you're right, because the Giants have already fulfilled the Rooney Rule.
Correct.
Right? Antonio Pierce, Raheem Morris.
Yes.
Right? They've done a lot of interviews.
They're about to, because I think Antonio is interviewing tonight and tomorrow.
Right. And so the Giants can hire any time over the weekend or beyond.
Yeah, which is crazy to think they could do it that quickly.
So think about it. We're 2 weeks away from the Championship Sunday weekend on this third. The Giants better have a hire, in my mind, by 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're going to do our official date predictions for when the Giants hire a head coach. So we'll do that in a few minutes. Let's get back to your calls. Gordo's in Connecticut. Hey, Gordo.
Hey, guys. Great conversation. The issue with Stefanski, he lost a lot of people's respect this year by the way he handled Shedeur Sanders. He sort of looked like he went out of his way to undermine the kid, and I think that hurt him across the country. People lost confidence in him, even among his team, and I think he's hurt his team by the way he handled Sanders.
No, you're right. In some ways, I can see that, but Shedeur Sanders is such an interesting case, and appreciate your call, Gordo, because he clearly has talent, and you saw it in some of the games that he played at the end of the season. But there's also a risk at rewarding a guy who doesn't necessarily care about your process. Let's go.
Tell me Kyle Tucker's a Met.
This ties into directly what we're talking about.
Damn it. No.
It's football time. Get that baseball nonsense out of your brain.
Well, I assume a move will happen at some point. Go ahead.
The Dolphins have fired Mike McDaniel.
See, this is what happens when you bring in a Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman comes in and says, I'm getting rid of him. Now, do you guys think this is related to John Harbaugh, that the Dolphins did their back channel discussions? Because Stephen Ross is known to do that. They've heard there's a level of interest from John. And so because they then have to go through a process of interviewing, does this mean you guys should be threatened by the Miami Dolphins?
100%.
Oh, and by the way,
every new job that opens, the Giants should be threatened.
But do you look at the Dolphins as a bigger threat considering what they have on their who's their quarterback?
Quinn Ewers?
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, the kid played well.
Yeah, but that's more appealing than Jackson Dart?
Of course not.
Unless you want to just tell me it's the state of Florida.
But the state of Florida?
Yeah, it
with
sucks.
its lack of with the income tax and its beautiful weather year-round.
All right, Boomer.
Getting to play the Jets twice a year?
Exactly. For a guy who's 63 years old and in 8 years might want to just say, all right, I'm good, man. I'm tired.
Yes.
I got my beautiful home down here in Coral Gables, wherever the hell he's going to go live. Yes, it's a threat.
Is it a threat, Sean?
Of course it's a threat.
And it's Steve Ross.
They just finished off or got to their finalists of 4 general managers that they're about to hire, and one of them is that guy I mentioned, Chad Alexander, who has ties to the Harbaughs.
Oh, God. He's going to Miami.
Yeah, you're telling me they get down to these 4 finalists and they don't have conversation?
He's going to Miami.
Oh, hold on.
Don't you just feel it?
No, not really. Nor do I want that to happen. Like, I'm with you guys. I don't want John Harbaugh in Miami. Get him to the Giants already. Jeez. All right, so now we've got ourselves, I'm writing this down, I have a running list.
That's number 9?
That is number 9. It's also the 5th team in the AFC. Wait, I think I'm off. I think it's 8 teams.
8 teams.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, 7. Right.
I got 5 in the AFC, Cleveland, Vegas, Tennessee, Baltimore, Miami. And I got 3 in the NFC, the Arizona Cardinals, the New York Giants, and the Atlanta Falcons. So that is breaking news, as Sean just broke the glass on Mike McDaniels, who now is available as an offensive coordinator.
Right. No S, right? Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel, yeah.
Aaron Glenn, if you're listening, you want to bring him in as the experienced OC to nurture a young quarterback. I am not against it.
He is a good mind.
Absolutely.
Football mind.
Well, part of this coaching
He's
cycle.
odd, but it doesn't matter.
No.
As long as he's authentic.
He is. And what's interesting about this coaching cycle is Brian Daboll and Coach McDaniel are both very appealing OCs. So for teams that are looking for an offensive coordinator, and right now the Jets aren't, because Tanner Engstrand is currently, for now, the OC, even though it feels like Aaron Glenn is open to making more coaching changes. Not only is this a great list of head coaching candidates, it is a very impressive list of OC candidates. Real quick, before we get back to your calls, do you guys have an interest in Mike McDaniel as your next head coach?
No.
No. Okay.
And that answer would have been different a month ago before Stefanski and Harbaugh were available.
Really? You'd have been more drawn in by McDaniel?
I wouldn't have put my stamp behind it, but I could have gotten there. I'm not getting there with these 2 guys available.
He is so innovative in how he thinks. Mm-hmm. I look at his offenses, and it's impressive.
You're going to talk yourself into it, aren't you?
No, I'm not. But
I just, you know what I would like? I would
love to see Jackson Dart learn from a guy like that.
I would just like
one. He's so nerdy, like so X and O detailed, and it's got to be precise, like precision, like intent is so important. I think when you're developing young quarterback, it's why Tua had so much success early in his career.
True,
it was Mike McDaniel, and so obviously Tua is limited, and he ultimately got benched at the end of the season. But no, I'm not going to talk myself into it. Maybe as an OC, but I'm not talking myself into Mike McDaniel as the head coach in the New York Giants.
The only thing I'd sign up for is if they're going to have a 3-game losing streak, getting him with a press conference where Pat Leonard gets 3 questions in a row and he's doing that.
That would be entertaining.
Right.
Let's go to Frank in Tuxedo. What's up, Frank?
Hey, Frank.
Good morning, guys. Listen, I I'm going to put a different perspective on this Stefanski, the Stefanski Harbaugh situation. Yeah. To me, and we talk about it on the station all the time, coordinators, coaching, most important in football. So I'm going to give you my answer. If I had to choose between Harbaugh and Stefanski, just on a one-on-one basis, I give the edge to Harbaugh. But the Giants need a defensive coordinator. If you give me the choice of Stefanski and Jim Schwartz as opposed to Zach Orr and Harbaugh, I'm taking Stefanski.
But you know what's not fair about that? Zach Orr is his most recent DC. Yeah. I went through the list of other DCs he's had, including one of the best coaches in the sport right now, and Mike McDaniel, and Rex Ryan, who obviously I have a personal affection to. It was only 1 year, and he inherited Rex, if memory serves correct. So
he did.
I know that's not maybe
Rex
the best.
Rex was there with before him.
And Dean Pease was very good, too.
Dean Pease was there for a long time. Wink Martindale was there. I know they had a breakup. Like, John's got a history of some pretty good DCs.
Yeah. No, you're
That's
right.
not bad.
You're right. But those DCs are from a different era. Wink is a different era DC. Dean Pease certainly is a different
Isn't Jim Schwartz in a lot of ways
Jim
a different
Schwartz
era?
is the example.
Yeah.
Is the other example because different era but modern. Right? Their defense is innovative and it's impactful. Only reason Cleveland was somewhat successful this year was because their defense was so damn good. Their offense was a dumpster fire. So you're right. If you're taking the staffs as they currently exist, and that's your criteria, you're taking Kevin Stefanski.
DJ is in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Good morning, DJ.
What's going on, Evan Tiki?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Tiki, real fast. I ran into you Monday night, the Packers game against DeVito.
Oh, yes.
Took a picture on the elevator.
Oh, that's right.
It was funny.
That's one of the ones I stayed. I very rarely stay for games. That was the one I stayed for.
I told you I was a big Giants and Mets fan. You actually broke the news to me that from your Mets fan group chat.
Yes.
That Mauricio tore his ACL.
Yes. That's right.
Oh,
you gave me bad news, but
that's right.
You gave him that information?
Of course.
That's funny.
I'm all in on the Mets chat plus Chad plus Tiki.
I was a couple beers deep, and I was like, Tiki, what are you doing to me before Giant games?
I know, but the Giants won, so it's all good.
They did. Listen, I don't know if anybody's really talked about it, but, when Lamar came out of Louisville, he was a crazy running quarterback. And, sorry, I'm walking the dog.
That's all right.
And nowadays, in the beginning of the year, everybody was complaining about Dart running too much.
Mm-hmm.
Harbaugh actually helped Lamar, slow down the running. If you think about it, he still had a lot of injuries, but they're a winning team. That might help a little bit,
Well, I think the details, and appreciate your call, the details that John Harbaugh instills, and that's obviously because of his own philosophies, but it's also because of the coordinators that he's hired over the years. That's what matters. I mean, bringing in Todd Monken, what was that, 3 years ago, I believe it was, 3 seasons ago. It wasn't to, I don't want to say rein in Lamar, but it was to further develop Lamar. And Todd, who coached in college, won multiple national championships at the University of Georgia, but he'd been in the league before. So he was like that perfect mix of take a quarterback like Lamar and help him become an MVP or an elite player. And so you give John credit because he identified the right guy to come but like refine his QB.
Have you?
And so you trust John Harbaugh to do that. But who's he bringing with him?
Yeah, that's a good question. He probably wants to bring Todd Monken, considering that may have led to the exit in Baltimore. Have you noticed that the last 2 callers both pronounced John Harbaugh's name in the weirdest way possible?
Are we saying it wrong?
No, we're not. We're not. And if John Harbaugh or anybody of his family is listening to WFAN, the Giant station, callers, get it right. We don't want to divert this guy away from here saying we can't say his name. He's been a coach and his brother forever.
What was the pronunciation?
Okay, the first caller said Harbaugh.
Harbaugh, right.
That one's definitely wrong.
And then the last caller was Harbaugh.
I thought it was Harbug, like put the G in, use
like a bow and arrow. Harbaugh.
Well, maybe he's, I don't know, Southern. He fights his accent.
Look, I understand fighting.
Hey man,
an
give me
accent.
that John Harbaugh. Harbaugh.
Okay, I mean I could live
be.
with that. So you know what? Miami
stop
Colts.
prejudicing just because you don't know dialect from across the country,
Just
Sean.
saying, every broadcast, it's Harbaugh, it's Harbaugh, it's Harbaugh. I don't want to do anything to divert this guy away from here. Get his name right.
Stop being anti-Southern, Sean. Here is more on the Dolphins situation. As Sean just told us with the glass breaking, the Dolphins decided to fire Coach Mike McDaniel. Diana Rossini reports this, and this is very interesting in relation to the Giants. The Miami Dolphins have yet to reach out to John Harbaugh's representation. However, with Chad Alexander interviewing in person for the GM job and his close connections to John Harbaugh, this is one to watch.
Of course
We mentioned Chad Alexander earlier as potentially one of the GMs he'd want to bring with him. Well, unlike the Giants, the Dolphins have a GM.
Well, this is exactly what happened. Not exactly, but similar to what happened last year with Gerard Mayo. Now, the circumstances are different because Mike McDaniel had been there for a minute. But as soon as the Patriots knew that Mike Vrabel was available, Gerard Mayo's days were numbered.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you're going to start seeing teams who are on that fence about whether or not to fire their coach, if they're going to fire him or not. If they get the perfect opportunity to hire a massive upgrade, you fire your coach. This is why over the weekend or over the last couple of days, when we started to fully get a list of who was fired and who was potentially going where, I sent you guys a list of where I thought teams who they would hire. Let me see if I have it.
Did you? I must have missed that message.
You missed this, but I sent the list of where I thought everybody was going to go.
Aren't you supposed to save that for the air? Because that's our head coach bingo game we're going to play.
I was a couple drinks in reading it. I remember.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But so I had Stefanski going to the Giants. Okay. I had Mike McCarthy going to the Arizona Cardinals. I had Robert Saleh going to the Tennessee Titans.
I can see that.
Chris Shula going to the Baltimore Ravens. Jesse Minter going to the Browns. Brian Flores going in my dream team going to the Raiders with Daves and Raheem Morris. And then Falcons, I had Joe Brady. But then I had another line below it, and it was the New York Jets.
Oh, come on.
Hiring John Harbaugh.
I mean,
why? Look, they're not firing Aaron Glenn. And I know it's complicated. You guys had Connor on. He talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
But when there is an opportunity,
I agree.
And you have a massive question about your head coach, shouldn't you go get the better head coach?
Tiki, it is not a question. Even as a supporter of Aaron Glenn coming back for year 2, which I am, it is not a question on who I'd prefer or who any of us would have preferred.
Yes.
It's just so freaking unrealistic.
How?
Because he's not taking the Jet job, bro.
Evan, outside of weather, what roster-wise is attractive about going to the Miami Dolphins if Harbaugh goes there? What? Just because he can bring his GM, then fire Muji too. You are now, by being this, he's not going to come here, not going to come here. The Jets could live in a world where John Harbaugh is coaching the Dolphins, the Bills are the Bills, and Vrabel and May are the Patriots.
I get it.
Or because we got to hold on to Aaron Glenn for feelings?
But I didn't just say I'm holding on to Aaron.
That was my point.
Yeah.
But did I say anything in the last minute about holding on to him for feelings?
Then what makes the Dolphins more attractive than the Jets? What? The Jets have all these assets.
Sean.
Both teams don't have a quarterback.
You pick your moments to troll. And here, when you just need to be honest, you're not being honest.
But this isn't a troll.
It isn't a troll. I'm asking you why.
He's co-signing my thought.
I know. I'm asking him why.
And I'm not. This isn't troll for me.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm taking the new model that I think is coming into the NFL. That if your coach is borderline, like he's like, yeah, we're 50-50 whether we really like him, if we think he's going to be successful. Someone comes available, right? Like Mike Vrabel was available for the Pats. Sorry, Gerard Mayer, you're one and done. Aaron Glenn is kind of like, we don't know yet.
Tiki.
John Harbaugh is available.
Tiki, I'm going to say this quickly and without screaming.
Go ahead.
I'm going to use very few words to say it.
Let's hear it.
He's not taking the Jet job.
Why not?
Why would he?
Why would he take the Dolphin job?
Well, I'm not talking about the Dolphins.
No.
I'm talking about the Jets.
But that's part of it.
He's not taking the Jet job. You know he's not. You know he's not.
I don't know he's not.
Tiki, why would he take the job? Why? Based on what?
The fact that you have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years?
That's going to be enough for him to take that job?
I don't know.
I don't see it.
So then you don't think he's taking the Dolphin job?
I haven't made my predictions yet. I'm still mad.
Okay, but that needs to be answered. If you don't think he's taking the Dolphin job, then I think your point's concrete. If you think he's taking the Dolphin job, then your Jet thought goes out the window.
See, here's the problem you're putting me in. I have had a lot of fun busting on Dolphin fans over the years how we have won a playoff game more recently than them, which is true.
Yes.
But over the last decade, the Dolphins have been more successful than us. They don't have the reputation of being the circus that the Jets are. Fair or not. It's just the reality. And so I just can't see a world, despite how unappealing the Dolphins may be, where he wants the jet chop. I don't see it. And all you guys are doing is trying to tease me into something that you know deep down has no shot of happening.
I'm not teasing you at all. I'm just saying this, to me, makes logical sense.
Okay, I agree with you. I want the Jets to hire John Harbaugh. Does that make everyone feel better?
Correct.
They're not going to. They're not going to be able to. So now we can move on with our lives. And the other thing is,
it's just a thought.
If John does go to Miami.
If it happens, you heard it here first.
Well, if it happens, I'm going to take my clothes off and dance. I mean, seriously.
Nice.
I think I'd be more excited about John Harbaugh coming to the Jets than I was Soto coming to the Mets, Durant going to the Nets, because I think there would be a hopelessness lifted, which I didn't necessarily have with those two other franchises, if that makes any sense.
Nor did you think it was possible.
Right.
Right.
I thought there was a chance Durant and Soto could come.
Oh, no, you knew there was a chance Soto was coming.
Yes, there was always a chance. But I don't see this happening. And I want to make this clear, because you hinted at it. It is an absolute disaster if John Harbaugh coaches the Miami Dolphins. And let me send this message to my dear friend in the afternoons, because I know Craig. Craig's a Jet fan, legitimately, but he's also a freaking troll. And now that he's working with a Giant fan, I know him. I know he wants John Harbaugh to not go to the Giants, to see Big Mac squirm, and I respect the hell out of that. I do. But Craig, pettiness is not worth John Harbaugh with the Miami Dolphins. As fun as it would be to watch Big Mac squirm, as fun as it would be for me to watch Sean squirm, I don't think Tiki would squirm at all.
I'm not going to squirm. I kind of want Stefanski.
Stop it. You'd squirm like the wormiest worm I've ever seen.
Now who's trolling? Because I'm good with Stefanski.
It is not worth it. That cheap little troll is not worth John Harbaugh in the AFC East coaching the Dolphins while the Bills have Josh Allen and the Patriots have Mike Vrabel and Drake May. No thank you. No thank you.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Rough and rough and rough. Let's go to Nico in, I don't know what town this is, so we'll just say hi to Nico. What's up, Nico?
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Good. What town are you in? Wyandotte?
Wyandanch, New York.
Wyandanch.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Listen, fellas, I just want to come on here and I just want to tell you guys, Woody Johnson is the worst owner in not just sports. Out of any business in America, I would not want Woody Johnson running it.
I would agree with you. I mean, the results are the results. And like what Tiki always likes to say, and he's right, is, hey, he's making a lot of money, and I will never argue
no,
that.
he's winning.
He's winning.
But he's not.
But in terms of success with a football team, he is the worst. And why, I've said it before, I know they have a promo with it now, the Jets are the worst franchise in all of sports. And it's not remotely close. John and Danbury. Hey, John.
Hey, John, what's up, dude?
Hey, guys, thanks for taking the call. This whole Harbaugh thing, like, he's a great coach. I think it's hilarious that you guys are talking about, like, fire your coach. It's like, you know, the prom queen just got broken up with by the quarterback, and now everyone's like, oh, I'm going to break up with my girlfriend to try to get with it. And it's like, you got to be realistic about it. And I think, Evan, you're right. Like, he's not going to come to the Jets. But, you know, a few things. You know, the Giants need an adult in the room, and I think Harbaugh is adult that can bring the Giants back to the success that they've had with Tom Coughlin.
No, there's no doubt.
Nothing against them. Stefanski, like, he's a great coach. I think he's a great number two. But at the end of the day, like, he's got to be the guy. I'll take him, but give me Harbaugh and give me freaking McDaniels as the OC, and we're winning 10 Super Bowls.
I think 10 Super Bowls. I mean, let's pipe down for a second.
Right.
I think that's
McDaniel.
Yes.
Because when you say McDaniels, I think of Josh McDaniels.
You know what confuses me nowadays? We're so used to talking about David Stearns.
Yeah.
I think of David Stern,
the
former commissioner of the NBA.
Yes.
I think he is, at least for me, represented my view on this, which is John Harbaugh is the guy you've been waiting for. John Harbaugh is the dream. I don't think Kevin Stefanski's a bad hire. I'm not arguing that. I just think there are pitfalls with him that don't exist with John. I think he is the surest
100%.
thing
John
that you can bring in.
John Harbaugh is the Tom Coughlin, right? He's the guy who is dead ass serious about what he's doing. You know, and John was right. He will be the adult in the room, and it will be I'm figuring this out. I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to change my personality. He's going to be who he is. He's uncompromising. And I think sometimes we've had this happen so many times with both of our teams as far as the coaches are concerned. They put on these stupid facades because they think they need to act a certain way to be the coach of the New York Giants or the coach of the New York Jets, and it just doesn't work. Eventually, players see through it. Hell, media sees through it almost immediately, and then they crush you. Yeah. And then they hate you because they know you're being fake. And so I think, John, you don't have to worry about that one iota. And by the way, I don't think you have to worry about it with Kevin Stefanski either. But it's different when you've had the track record that John Harbaugh has had. Again, I love John Harbaugh. Having called a couple of those games and watching how that organization has worked when he was there for the last 18 years, he's an awesome hire. I just need to know that he really has a fire to do it.
We will get back to your calls in a bit. 888-808-1019. When Joe Schoen met the media earlier this week, it was something he said. It went unnoticed. I'm very curious what a former player like Tiki Barber thinks about the jab I believe Joe Schoen took at the high-end part of his roster. We'll play it and analyze it coming up. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
It's official. Fanatics Fest 2026 is back at the Javits Center in New York City this July 16th through the 19th. The first lineup of talent has been announced, featuring some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment, including Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mike Tyson, Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Diana Taurasi, Josh Hart, and many more. The world's #1 sports fan festival is back, bringing fans closer to the athletes they love through live moments, photo ops, autographs, and unforgettable experiences. Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Atlanta Hawks trade of Trae Young to the Washington Wizards is the rare win-win trade in sports. Now, it's funny to see Trae Young, who was dealt for Luka Doncic on draft night, get traded for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert, but the Atlanta Hawks desperately needed to move on. Jalen Johnson is the star of that team, and for Washington, they have the cap space to absorb his money, and he can actually make this young team better. I like it for Washington and Atlanta. I'm Nick Costos.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Febreze.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH. Fresh for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
You know how powerful you are. And when it comes to your network, you need one just as powerful. Take your phone to your local Total Wireless store, and we'll give you one line for just $25 a month. Getting more for spending less? Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. For new single-line customers who activate on a BYO device on the Total 5G Unlimited plan. Requires auto-pay enrollment to receive the full discount, which applies the month after enrollment. Available online and in Total Wireless retail stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. Check compatibility at TotalWireless.com.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
It's the season. We're not talking about basketball or hockey. We're talking about slip and fall season. Snow, ice, and poorly maintained walkways can lead to dangerous situations. The Rothenberg Law Firm is there when things take a wrong turn, like your ankle. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been fighting landlords and building owners for over 55 years. We've won and collected billions for our clients. Let us help you. The Rothenberg Law Firm. Stay safe, New York.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to EdisonHVAC.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
By the way, I just received a very nice offer. We received a very nice offer from our coworkers in the morning, specifically Gio, Greg Giannotti, that he's going to have the owner's suite for the Islander game coming up next month. I can't go because I'm taking my wife to a country concert.
Oh, lovely.
The invitation is for you, Tiki, and for you, Sean.
Huh. I'll consider.
You're going to go?
I have
Saturday night on Long Island.
I have Disney on Ice tickets.
You already know?
Saturday night.
You already know the date?
On the island.
Yeah, well, that's where the Islanders play.
You know I live in Jersey.
So you wouldn't come to Long Island on a Saturday night?
Depends on what Saturday it is.
The 31st.
Yeah.
Of
January.
Tiki's thinking about it. So Sean's already out. I'm out.
Well, I mean, I could, in theory, it's going to be a rough one. I got a 3 o'clock Disney on Ice with my kids.
Oh, you can make that.
But then it's like I'm leaving the Barclays Center at 5:30 and going, hey, kids, I'm dumping you back. I'm going to take a different train to UBS Arena. Like, that's a tough spot.
That is. I'm seeing Rascal Flats that night. And I
wow, where's Rascal Flats that night?
They are upstate. It's in, where did I get to? Albany, I think I'm going.
Wow.
It's not close. It's not like a local arena I'm going to.
No,
it's like upstate.
That's a little bit of a hike.
Yeah. I got to actually double check where I got those tickets because I'm not even sure.
It's always been my wish to see them.
Ah, very good. I saw Rascal Flatts one other time.
Sean.
It was in, I'm curious if you know the town, Bristol, Virginia?
Yeah.
You know Bristol, Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay. I was driving down to like North Carolina, and on the way, because I love Rascal Flatts, and I was convincing my wife we got to go. So we went, and it was a show in Virginia where it's outside, and you basically sit on a hill.
Yeah, like an amphitheater.
Yes.
The PNC is the same in New Jersey.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. And we just felt so old. Everybody was 25 years old and drunk. And here were me and my wife, like in our late 30s, and we just felt like ancient compared to all these kids. So I think this will be different because I'm inside an arena. I feel like it's more adulty, if you will. But I would argue, and I am certainly no music expert, all right? I just know what I hear and I like. I would argue Rascal Flatts has produced more hits than basically anybody. They are freaking hit machines.
Yeah.
You don't even know their songs, but you know their songs.
By the way, we talked about Bristol a couple weeks ago.
Did we?
Yes. Because it's in Tennessee and in Virginia.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Wait, that's the same town that goes over two different
Yes.
states?
Right on the border.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Just like, what were we talking about? Kansas City?
Yeah, because of the Chiefs moving from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas.
Right.
So a few days ago, Joe Schoen met the media, and I think everyone's heard a lot of what he said. There was one comment he made I wanted to say for you.
Okay.
Because Joe was talking about cap space. And in selling us about his cap space, I'm curious if you're going to take what he said as something that may piss a few players off. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the general manager of the New York Giants, Joe Schoen.
We have salary cap flexibility. We have some young core pieces in place, and I know it's talked about at times, but if Jackson Dart's on the open market, or Malik Neighbors, or Abdul Carter, the deal with Andrew Thomas, that was done a couple years ago. It looks good in terms of the rankings. Dexter, Burns, I think Hutchinson just got $40 million. So I would say key pieces at core positions that on the open market are making an exponential amount of money. We're in a good position in those core positions.
Isn't he almost mocking his best players by saying, haha, I have you and you're underpaid? Yeah. Isn't that basically what he just said?
Well, who did this? The 49ers. Didn't the 49ers do this with Jimmy Garoppolo? Remember when they paid him like this ridiculous contract, and we were all like, what in the hell are you doing, 49ers? And their response was, well, in 5 years, he's going to be grossly underpaid.
Right.
Because we locked him up for a long time. He's going to be underpaid. And so it's just the nature of the timing of signing contracts. And I think as a player, you can't be overly upset, even though I know that some of those, including one that he mentioned there, are upset.
That they feel they're underpaid.
Yeah, because you get paid, deservedly so, and then almost immediately you get passed. You know what I mean? Which is what he's saying. 100%.
And he's bragging about it.
But with the rookies, it's different because...
That's different. I wasn't bothered by that.
The free agents... It happens. The cap is going up every year by 10%, maybe even more than that. And what is it now? It's almost $270-something million. So it's going to keep going up.
Yeah.
And the percentage that the players get doesn't change. So when it goes up 10% or 15%, the next deal is going to make 10 or 15% more. It just is what it is. And so... is it upsetting? Sure. But go prove why you deserve an upgrade.
Yeah. It felt like in defending himself, and Sean has done the same thing, that the Giants are in a better cap position than maybe we realize.
Yes.
He basically bragged about how underpaid Dexter Lawrence, Andrew Thomas, and Brian Burns are.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, if I'm Dexter Lawrence or Brian Burns or Andrew Thomas, I'm like... hey, I'd like a new contract. Then you're admitting I'm underpaid. You're confirming.
Well, what did they do with Andrew Thomas? They converted it to bonus?
Yes, and that was a way to kick some money
right.
down.
And by the way, in theory, for Andrew Thomas, that's better. Because I'm now holding my money, meaning I can get more money and invest it as opposed to the Giants holding my money where they get the investment on it. You know what I mean? So Andrew Thomas isn't complaining. Some other guys might be complaining, but I don't think Andrew Thomas is.
If you're already unhappy about your contract and you hear that, would that bother you a little bit more?
No, it's because it's the business.
Okay.
You got to be smart enough to realize it's the business of the game.
It is the business of the game. Let's go to Dom in New Rochelle. Good morning, Dom.
Hey, Dom.
Gentlemen, what's up?
All's good.
Tiki, glad you're back. Been waiting to talk to you on this topic.
Excellent day.
By the way, Evan, I know By the way, Evan, I know yesterday I said they can't hire Harbaugh by the end of the week, but they need to get it done within 2 weeks. Anyway, guys, this shouldn't even be a debate with these two guys here. Stefanski is a good head coach, probably the best second option out of everyone else. But Harbaugh is the clear guy here. When these owners or GMs interview, they ask Harbaugh what he wants. What can we do for you?
Right.
That should say enough right there.
But the question, Dom, is does he want the Giants? Like he can go almost anywhere.
Exactly. But, I mean, why wouldn't you want the Giants? I mean, he's got everything set up there. The only problem would be the GM. Hopefully he would want to work with the GM.
Here's the part that makes this difficult. We do not know what someone wants in a new job. It could be as simple as, where do I want to live?
Yeah.
I'd rather live in a warm climate.
Especially because he's been doing it for so long.
Absolutely. And because you have the pick of the litter, not all head coaching candidates do, you can be picky and say, like, I'm sure if Tiki Barber is 65 years old and you got all these different media places saying you can work from wherever you want to live, you're going to maybe look at geography to make that decision.
That's right.
So, number one, and I'm not saying it's true, I'm saying we don't know. The other thing I brought up yesterday to Sean is that Jim Harbaugh has explained the affinity his family has for Cleveland. That his parents got married in Cleveland, they had their honeymoon at a Browns game, and they grew up as Browns fans. And so could John Harbaugh say, boy, the combination of sticking it to the Ravens and getting to coach my hometown team, maybe he's more drawn in by the Browns than we like to give credit to. Because I think what we do on Sports Talk Radio is we look at the roster and the quarterback. Again, I'm not saying those aren't factors, but these other things may be factors.
But I got to tell you, the Browns have a heck of a defensive roster right now.
They do.
And so could that turnaround happen quickly? Maybe, with the right head coach.
And also, some people are more vengeful than others.
Yeah.
And I don't know if John is a vengeful guy, but if he is,
he doesn't seem like it.
I agree. He doesn't seem that way. But boy, if he wants to be vengeful, he goes to Cleveland and destroys the Ravens for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And says, okay, you don't want me around.
Because he knows all the insides and outs.
Yes.
And by the way, he can go wherever he wants. This isn't like a trade situation. This is, you're fired, you're out. Then you're a free agent.
Yep. John is in Staten Island. Hey, John.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? I could be completely wrong because clearly my wife thinks I am often. But if I'm looking at the Dolphins, that's probably the worst situation. No cap space. Tua obviously is an issue. He's 2 concussions away from being forced out of the league, and you can't trade him because of the dead cap money.
Right.
And I know you guys are going to say, what did Denver do with Russell Wilson? Again, you also have Tyreek Hill, who's insane. He could be in jail tomorrow. Then, if you look at Cleveland, okay, you love White Castle and your parents, had their honeymoon there. That sounds awesome, except for the fact that you have Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders, who are miserable, and a nut job owner. I mean, honestly, the Eagles are the only one that would make me nervous.
Yeah.
Only because I hate Philadelphia and I wish it would burn to the ground.
But
you're making interesting points, though. Because we don't know what John Harbaugh is going to base his decision off of. I'm sure some of it is football related, but it could be quality of life related.
And that's what our last caller is not really taking into account. Like, if it's football related, your points are all fair. But what if it's, I want to wake up every morning and have my feet on the sand in the beach?
Yeah.
You can do that if you coach the Dolphins. You're not doing that if you're coaching either of our teams.
What do you mean? There's a swamp there.
Yeah, right.
It's muddy.
And you can live on the Jersey Shore, but then 80% of the year, it's 45 degrees outside. But we don't know. That's the mystery of all this.
That's all relative. 45 degrees felt fantastic today.
No, I know.
It did.
It is all about perspective. The other thing we don't know is what the hell happened. And there are 2 interesting things that I want to play for you. One is discussing what happened to John Harbaugh in Baltimore, and the other is 2 of the best football reporters out there completely conflicting each other on what happened. And with all due respect to all the reporters out there, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport are probably, percentage-wise, the highest newsbreakers of anybody.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, there's no doubt, because they're on it every day.
They're on it every day. They are the 2 biggest household names when it comes to the NFL newsbreakers. So let's start this off with Ian Rappaport. This is Ian Rappaport's report from just the other day on what happened with John Harbaugh in Baltimore that led to his dismissal.
My understanding after talking to several sources involved is that simply Harbaugh lost the locker room. But at the end, players just simply had doubts about whether or not they wanted to play for him as their head coach. The opinions of players, Judy, was valued here. It was listened to. It went to all levels, and it's not just Lamar Jackson. Now, it sounded like to me, with Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson not being on the same page, and it continued throughout the locker room. Maybe not 100%, but more than enough for the Baltimore Ravens to say among the reasons to move on, this was a big one.
So that is a pretty clear report that he lost the locker room.
Or he lost Lamar Jackson, it sounds like.
Which then led to losing others.
That would be like Sean McDermott losing Josh Allen.
Right.
Because Josh Allen, Lamar is like Josh in the respect that he's boys with everybody. He's Mr. Social in the locker room. He relates to everybody, have a conversation with everybody, and you follow his lead. He's naturally a leader because he's a two-time MVP and he's your starting quarterback and he's elite. But as soon as you lose the quarterback, and it's with that kind of quarterback, you're losing the team.
Here is what Adam Schefter said when asked about Ian Rappaport's report that John Harbaugh lost the locker room in Baltimore.
Rappaport said on the Insider Show that he had heard from his sources that maybe the locker room didn't like Harbaugh anymore and maybe they known that there's been a rift. What is kind of your information on how we got to this point and obviously what Harbaugh...
I don't think that information right there could be any less true. The players were coming into his office crying, hugging him, sending him goodbyes, calling him one by one. If they felt that way, why are Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely and all these players coming in, crying, hugging him, giving him these long, warm goodbyes? I'm not buying that.
Who do you believe, Teak? These are two respected reporters.
I don't think that those two circumstances is a better way to describe it, are mutually exclusive. You can lose a locker room and guys still love you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because it's a relationship. You've been in part of this thing for Mark Andrews for how long now? 7 years? 8 years? Zay Flowers is 4 years, something like that. Of course you have an affinity for the guy. He's helped you become a great player. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he also didn't lose the locker room.
So both can be true.
100% both can be true. And for Schefter to completely dismiss it because guys were hugging the dude, come on, man. That doesn't make sense. You got to know better than that.
Team Rappaport.
Not even Team Rappaport. I'm just team. Relationships are complex. And anybody who's had any kind of relationship with a teammate or a spouse knows this. One day you hate them. The next day, you miss the hell out of them.
Are you talking about Tom Coughlin right now?
I'm not. I'm talking about people.
I got you.
And so to put it in a silo is stupid to me. Doesn't make any sense.
I think I'm connecting the dots here. This feels like, and I don't know how big a rift it was, there was some kind of disconnect that started to emerge between Lamar Jackson and Harbaugh.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. And who knows if Rappaport's talking to Lamar, his agent, whatever. But, losing the locker room could be as simple as the quarterback lost trust with Todd Monken, who had Harbaugh, and Harbaugh had his back. And then that becomes somehow the whole locker room was broken.
Yes, exactly right. Or Zach Orr is not doing a good enough job. Right. And the defense, who has talent to be good, is completely underperforming, yet you're standing behind Zach Orr.
Correct.
It's no different. It's no different than, to bring it local, Dave's standing behind Shane Bowen. Right. And propping him up, even though it was plainly obvious that he was in over his head and in some ways incompetent to make a very good rostered defense play at a high level.
Here is the really good news for Giant fans or any fan base of anyone listening who wants John Harbaugh. If it's going to take you 18 years to lose the locker room, you did a hell of a job.
No doubt about it.
I think we'd all sign up for a nice 18-year run of whoever the heck the coach
Consistently in the postseason and a Super Bowl title.
Pablo's in Dover, New Jersey. What's up, Pablo?
Hey, Pablo.
Hey, guys. Good afternoon. Good morning. How's it going?
All's good.
Well, calling in about this whole John Harbaugh situation. It's been 10 years since Tom Coughlin left the building. Giants haven't had an actual leader of men in that building in 10 years. the Giants need John Harbaugh way more than John Harbaugh needs the Giants. He's going to have the pick of the litter.
Right.
It's clear as day. Retaining Joe Schoen is going to be what holds him back. John Harbaugh worked in Baltimore. He's had nothing. Ozzie Newsome was his GM. He's worked with, Hall of Fame level front office executives. He knows the difference. The fact that Miami obviously has the Alexanders as a finalist, it makes them the most attractive job. If the Giants want John Harbaugh, they need to do the right thing. He's not going to want to work with Joe Schoen, and it's going to stink for the fan base to know that we have to keep this guy, and we're going to miss out on literally one of the best candidates to hit the market since probably Andy Reid when he left the Eagles in terms of pedigree and resume, and we're losing him because of Joe Schoen. It makes absolutely no sense.
So, Pablo, if they don't end up with John Harbaugh, and I know, especially you, Teak, and even you, Sean, you both love Kevin Stefanski, so I don't want to speak for you guys because I think if they end up with Kevin Stefanski, you guys will be happy, and I respect that. I think there's going to be a lot of Giant fans who, while they like Kevin Stefanski, are going to say, how did we miss out on John Harbaugh? He was clearly the guy we've been waiting for. And it is going to put a lot of criticism at the feet of ownership on their decision to keep Joe Schoen. Because even if that's not the reason John Harbaugh didn't take the job, that's going to be the initial reaction. Like, if the Giants don't end up with John Harbaugh as the head coach, fair enough. The belief amongst Giant fans is going to be the decision to retain Schoen was the reason why. And that is going to make a decision that was already controversial to begin with even more controversial moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's only going to be the narrative if he goes to Miami and his guy, what's his name, Craig?
Chad
Alexander gets that job. That's what it's going to feel.
So if it goes to...
So now, what is it? It's a mandate when you hire a veteran head coach that you got to fire your GM and bring in that veteran head coach as GM?
Kind of. I mean, we don't have a lot of examples of a John Harbaugh type, so it's not like I could sit here with a million examples, but yeah, when a guy's that established and has that loaded of a resume, yeah.
Did Tom Coughlin do that?
I don't think so. No, he definitely didn't do that, actually, now that I think about it. Ernie Accorsi and all that.
Right.
It's different. I think it's a little bit different. And with all due respect to Tom accomplished a lot in Jacksonville, 2 AFC championship games, not the resume of John Harbaugh.
And I think the resume of Joe Schoen is what people are going to look at.
And that's the other thing. Yes, the resume of what was here then and here now is also vastly different. More of your calls, 888-808-1019. And a name who's been talked about a lot, hasn't been mentioned a lot recently, Bill Belichick. Well, Bill Belichick has weighed in on his potential availability as an NFL head coach. We'll hear what he had to say. It's Evan and Tiki with Sean Morash until 2 o'clock this afternoon.
All right, you guys know how busy I am. I'm all over the place. Heck, I was out 2 days earlier this week. I'm always on the go, whether that's for a cheer competition, going to football games, running around the neighborhood, getting ready for marathons. It is what it is. But the thing I value more than anything is safety and knowing that my family is safe when I'm not with them. That's why I turn to my friends and our partners at Sloman's. They recently installed the Sloman's Shield Link system into my home, and it is absolutely unbelievable. It's a system that combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind, and it's all right on my cell phone. So whether I need to open the garage to let my mother-in-law or my daughter in while I'm away, or set the alarm, or turn the lights on, or set music throughout the house, the Sloman Shield Link helps that happen. I think my favorite piece of the Sloman Shield is that I have complete control of everything. And I can see people who come up to my front door. Heck, if my lawn people are in the backyard and they're jacking with the plants or something, I'll see it. And it's saved right there on my phone. There's so much with the Sloman Shield Link. You need to go check it out. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. Or you can visit online at slomans.com.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Upper East Side Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
He is in for the touchdown!
It's an NFL on Westwood One Wild Card Weekend, 4:30 Saturday, with the Rams and Panthers, followed by the Packers and Bears.
And it is good!
Sunday, we kick off at 1 with the Bills and Jaguars. Then it's the 49ers and Eagles, followed by the Chargers and Patriots.
Touchdown!
The home of Super Bowl 60 is The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Happy
Happy New Year from Upper East Side Rehabilitation and Nursing Center, where the experience of true well-being is redefined by nurturing body, mind, and spirit in order to accomplish full recovery. Call 212-879-1600 today. That's 212-879-1600.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled.
At Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Orgavadazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
The fight against lymphoma, leukemia, and myeloma calls for the experience and skill of world-renowned experts. As New Jersey's only nationally ranked cancer program by U.S. News and World Report, John Thurr Cancer Center at Hackensack and Jersey Shore University Medical Centers offer innovative treatments close to home. Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Donato, and I lead the stem cell transplantation and cellular therapy teams in Hackensack and Neptune. We're proud to be pioneers in our field and the most experienced team in the region, having performed over 8,000 stem cell transplants. We were the first accredited center in New Jersey to offer CAR T-cell therapy, a revolutionary treatment that harnesses the power of your own immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. This is more than advanced care. It's personalized, life-saving treatment from distinguished experts at New Jersey's best cancer program. Call 833-CANCER-MD to schedule an appointment. That's 833-CANCER-MD.
Boomer here. If you love cooking as much as I do, you gotta listen up. The Chef IQ Mini Oven is your all-in-one kitchen hero. It bakes, broils, air fries, dehydrates, slow cooks, toasts, and more. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, a color touchscreen, a soft closed door. It even syncs with the Chef IQ app, and pair it with the IQ Sense thermometer for perfect USDA-safe temps every single time you cook. So why not grab yours right now at chefiq.com. Use my name, code word Boomer, to save 30% at checkout.
Salicata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Your best year starts with a savings. Don't miss the January Jumpstart event at Nielsen Dodge.
That's right, Chels. We're ready to start your new year with low lease payments to get you driving.
Lease a new 2026 Dodge Durango GT Plus all-wheel drive Hemi V8, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4, just $359 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
With zero down payment and the credit help you deserve.
Come see all the great savings we've lined up so you can start your new year driving happy and hassle-free. Let the fun begin.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Start something new sales event. With approval term Durango 36, Ram 42 months due at sign, Durango 55.99, Ram 59.54 at tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's good to let it out by calling the WFAN Sports Fan Helpline. 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game.
We like to make long and short-term predictions around here. Sometimes we're very accurate. Sometimes we're not. Let's do one right now because things may break at any moment. So I think we have to do it quickly. And that is the date and time of the first report from one of these big reporters that the Giants are hiring their next head coach. The date, and you could even throw in a time that report is going to go down. So if it's Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport, reports are done, Giants are finalizing a deal with so-and-so, that's what we will go by. Not the press conference date or anything like that, or the Giants putting a press release. That first trusted report. Tiki Barber, date and time on the Giants hire.
Martin Luther King Day.
MLK Day, which is January 19th.
I want it on air, so 12:05.
Oh, you want it on air? Yeah, that's always fun. A little breaking news live on the air. Sean Morash.
Friday, January 16th, 2:03 p.m.
So as we're signing off.
Yeah, we have 3 days before we can talk about it.
I was going to go along those lines. So I was looking at the history of when the Giants have hired coaches. It's always in January. It's usually in mid-January. The latest one
I'd hope.
Yeah, right. The latest one was Brian Daboll, but that makes complete sense because they needed to wait for his elimination. So that was one of the latest hires they ever made.
They also were hiring a general manager as well.
Correct. So it was, a double search. The earliest I've seen, at least during this recent cycle, is Joe Judge. January 8th.
Are you kidding?
Yes.
I don't remember it being that quick.
I do because it was so stunning. Like, it was just like, wow.
That's today.
Yes.
But remember, the season ended a week earlier.
Holy crap, it is today.
But still.
It's still early, Sean. Like, that's still like a week after the season ends.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with next week. And I'm going to go with January 15th at, who's going to get the breaking news? The freaking morning guys. They rarely do. They're going to get it at 9 a.m. Next Thursday, week from today, it's going down. That's my short-term prediction on when the Giants announce their next head coach. One of the guys who has been talked about for years as potentially being the next head coach of the New York Giants is, of course, the legendary Bill Belichick, who we have not heard from in a while.
Oh, man. He couldn't feel any less relevant.
I know. Meanwhile, he does have quite the resume. When Jim Gray was taking a break from kissing his ass, he did ask him, hey, if a team comes to you and talks to you about a head coaching job, what will you say? Here's the exchange between Jim Gray and Bill Belichick.
The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com.
What do you say, and would you have an interest?
Yeah, nothing's changed. Yeah, I'm where I was a month ago. I'm here in North Carolina. I really appreciate the love and support that we've gotten from the community down here, from the school, from Chancellor Roberts, the ADs, Bubba Cunningham, Steve Newmark, work with Mike Lombardi and our staff here. We're building a good program, and I'm excited about the direction we're headed in.
I'm sure that'll settle that, Coach.
I don't believe him. Yeah, no, he's right. Jim Gray was actually right. I don't believe him at all. I think if a team calls him, he is all over it. I just wonder, Teak, if a team will call him. That's the part that I'm unsure of. But that answer does not. I don't believe Bill Belichick. I think he's full of crap.
I think that in that spot, just real quickly, Bill Belichick is trying to cover up and get ahead of why he wouldn't be asked. This Fan Focus is sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think I don't think he's top of lists right now in the NFL.
Which is amazing considering he has the greatest resume in the history of football.
Course, but you saw this last year before he took the North Carolina job. There was one team, essentially.
The Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
Or 2 years ago, I should say.
Yeah, it was 2 now.
2 years, because Raheem was there for a year. 2 years, right? Yeah.
Yep, 2 years. So, 8 and 9, both years.
There wasn't a ton of interest then. He's 2 years older now and hasn't had really any success down at North Carolina.
There's something else that hurts Bill Belichick.
Which is?
Something that I believe is very damaging to Bill Belichick getting another head coaching
Josh
job.
McDaniel's not available to him?
It's a good guess. That's not it. Sean, your guess on why I think something else has happened that has hurt Bill Belichick's potential of being a head coach again.
How good the Patriots became without him?
It's a close one. No, it's related to NFL results, though. Like, it is not something about his girlfriend, nothing like that. It has nothing to do with him, and it's unfortunate. And here's the answer, and I guarantee both of you are going to be like, that's a good point. Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll.
Right.
Pete Carroll is
you're right.
Hall of Fame caliber head coach. He got a job despite the age. Age is just a number, and he went one and done.
He looked overwhelmed.
He fair or not, and I do not think it's fair, by the way. I'm just telling you how I think the perception is. He added to the perception of, you're too old to coach. He just added to it.
And it's not. And you're right. It's not fair. But when you hire Pete Carroll, you think there's going to be two things that are certain. Your defense is going to be disciplined, dialed in, not mistake riddled, and you're going to run the heck out of the football.
Yeah.
They were the worst rushing team in the NFL, despite drafting Aston Genty in the first round.
Yeah. And it takes a special kind of badness to go one and done, and he went one and done. He just wasn't unsuccessful. He was a one and done head coach. He's never going to coach in the NFL again, which sucks for him. And I really do think it hurts the other senior citizen head coaching candidates like Bill Belichick.
No, you're right. It's a good point.
Thank you.
Senior citizen.
Well, I mean,
I wasn't saying that derogatory. I'm being honest.
He's 73 years old.
I know.
And Sean, I think it sucks. Like, literally, and I'm not trying to besmirch all of Americans. We literally were voting on two old men over the last couple of elections to run our country. So if you
Bill's a young man to be president.
Absolutely. If you can run our country, then I think it could be a freaking NFL head coach.
Right.
So obviously, I don't look at age as something that should be a deterrent, but I think it's going to be.
I think it's harder to be a head coach, to be honest with you.
Is it?
Yes, because your job is on the line every year.
That's true.
As the sovereign president and the head of the United States, you have 4 years.
Yeah, your job's on the line.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, that's right. It's only one time.
No checks and balances here. No checks and balances.
Let's go to William in Long Beach. Hey, William.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
What's up? Good. What's up?
So I want to talk about Harbaugh and why he's waiting for the end of the wild card weekend. And I think it's because if and when the Bills lose to the Jaguars and fire Sean McDermott, which they should have done in 2023 after the loss of the Bengals, I think he would like to coach there, in all honesty. I think it's a good fit.
The Bengals?
No, the Bills. But the Bills lost to the Bengals.
Oh, the Bills.
The Bills
lost to the Bengals. Yeah. I could see that. I mean, I don't think that...
I still don't know why the Bengals are involved because the Bills are playing the Jaguars.
I don't think that he was... Yeah.
I must have understood that.
That's what confused me for a second. I'm like, why are we talking about the Bengals? But I don't feel that Sean is on the hot seat.
Oh, I think he is now because of John Harbaugh. Because I'll ask you a simple question. We did it with Nick Sirianni. We'll do it with Sean McDermott. Who's a better NFL head coach, John Harbaugh or Sean McDermott?
I mean, Harbaugh.
Okay, so that's it?
McDermott has had a ton of success as well.
But he's also fallen short. And in a year in which there's no Patrick Mahomes and there's no Joe Burrow, and I think that's where the Bengals came up, that the Bills failing this season in a year in which you don't have to go through Kansas City.
Oh, I see.
And you don't have to go through the Bengals. We'll use them as an example. And the Ravens, throw them in there. It is unacceptable for the Buffalo Bills to not go to the Super Bowl. And I think we all know it.
Yeah, but the better team in the division was the New England Patriots.
Come on.
So it does...
They faced the easiest schedule in NFL history.
Right.
So I don't look at the Patriots as the better team. I'm sorry. They're not. I mean, they split the season series, and the Bills' track record matters.
Who has the better coach and quarterback?
Between whom?
The Patriots and Bills.
Well, I think the Bills have the better quarterback. I have to give Josh. I have absolutely. Drake May hasn't started a playoff game yet. I can't do that.
But Drake May might win the MVP,
and it's well deserved. He's also faced one of the easiest schedules in NFL history. Putting Drake May above Josh Allen is not. You can't do that yet. You want to tell me he had a better year? Of course. But putting him ahead when you say who's the better quarterback?
Oh, no.
Josh Allen's the better quarterback.
Like historically, not even.
He asked the question.
Because usually.
I think you were asking for right now.
Right. Well, because that matters, Evan.
I trust Josh Allen in a playoff game head to head more so.
Whenever we get here in the playoffs, we're constantly reminded, typically, not all the time, the better head coach quarterback combo usually wins these games. And if it was Patriots-Bills in this spot in the playoffs, I'm sorry. I'm trusting May and Vrabel from trusting freaking McDermott.
Mike Vrabel and Sean McDermott have gone as far as each other in terms of postseason success.
So who would you rather have, Evan, as a head coach then? Who do you trust more?
Oh, Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
I didn't get to that. You asked me the quarterback. The answer is Josh Allen. For now.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I asked you
subject
the
to change.
combo.
Yeah, well, I think the Bills are better than the Patriots. What do you want me to tell you? I've said it all year.
Well, just because they beat them.
Well, because they were also more battle-tested.
Yeah.
That matters.
Yeah.
That was your point, Sean. You're the one who taught me that 3 years ago about the Jets. You got to be battle-tested. This is their first excursion.
To be fair, I think the Bills roster has changed over more than people realize, and that defense ain't the same as it used to be.
Let's go back to the Patriots not being battle-tested. That's my point.
Right.
Yeah,
they have to prove it.
They do. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. Anyhow, what was the point again? Oh, yeah. That if the Bills don't get to a Super Bowl, period, I think it is absolutely a conversation that they're going to have on saying, hey, Sean, thank you for getting us this far. But much like what the Knicks decided to do, this is the guy that could put us over the top.
You're up against your ceiling. And we've seen it year over year over year. You've been unbelievable for us. And tons of winning, tons of great plays and players and moments. But we don't think you can win a Super Bowl.
I do think our last caller is right in that John can wait because, A, he doesn't need to be rushed, and B, there could be more openings. As we've talked about, we mentioned it yesterday. We talked a lot about the Eagles, and obviously he brings up Buffalo. Think about this. Absolutely legitimate.
There are 3 playoff teams that could move on from their head coach.
Yes.
The Steelers, the Eagles, and the Bills.
Yes.
And that's crazy to think about.
It really is, but it's true.
But it's the reality of the sport.
Let's go to Dave in Michigan. Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys, I'm going to give you why Harbaugh to Miami is a mortal lock.
Mortal lock.
I worked at the University of Michigan for 3 years at a school with Stephen Ross's name on it. I dealt with him and his people for 3 years. And this is what's happening. As soon as, and he's very close to Jim Harbaugh and had a lot to do with Harbaugh going to the University of Michigan as head coach. So when John Harbaugh became available, the wheels started going. I know how Ross operates.
Mm-hmm.
So back.
Nope, I think we lost
and
you.
What he's going to and what he's going to do for him, he's giving Harbaugh a Godfather offer that I suspect includes a mansion in Miami and no, I'm not kidding, and a piece of the team. Because
that would be interesting.
Can you
I don't
do
know if that's
that?
going to. I mean,
is that legal?
The coaches aren't regulated by any kind of collective bargain, so you can kind of do whatever.
I don't even mean the CBA. I mean just like ownership stake.
I mean, essentially, didn't the Raiders kind of do that for John Gruden?
Did they?
I mean, they gave him $100 million.
They gave him a lot.
That was a tenth of the franchise value.
The Dolphins have the ability to give. I mentioned this to Connor Hughes yesterday when he was on. I said, with a lot of people, not everybody, it's about power and it's about money. Not for everybody, but power and money it means a lot.
Oh, of course.
They can give him the power. Obviously, it could be a handpicked general manager, and they're interviewing one of the guys he's linked to. And then, yes, Stephen Ross is a billionaire. Could he very well make him the highest paid coach by a lot? Of course.
You know he has an affinity for the Harbaughs because as the building he's talking about, the Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan, he's one of their biggest donors. He's heavily involved with the football program. In fact, I went to a game with him years ago at the University of Michigan. So he knows the Harbaughs and he loves them. It is not a coincidence that Mike McDaniel, who had a job 3 days ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they talked about this on Monday. He had a job.
Yes.
And as soon as John Harbaugh becomes available, he no longer has a job. This is a unfortunate for Mike McDaniel, a firing of opportunity.
Yeah.
Because John Harbaugh comes available, then we're getting rid of our coach to clear space so we can bring John Harbaugh here.
I cannot insist enough to my fellow Jet fans. I know we may feel left out of this conversation over the last few days, how much of a disaster it would be for John Harbaugh to take the Dolphin job. Like, I understand that there's this Jet Giant dynamic we have in this town. We kind of want to laugh at certain Giant fans. Not you, Teak, but certainly Sean Morash, lately Big Mac. Like, we want to be, ha-ha, you didn't get what you wanted. him going to Miami is a freaking nightmare for the New York Jets.
Independent of the New York Giants situation.
Forget the Giants situation for a second. It is a disaster for this division to now add John Harbaugh as a head coach.
Right.
We already have a lack of confidence considering who our coach is. And now Miami, who's been a spinning wheel of garbage for the last 2 decades, is going to add one of the most accomplished coaches in the league. It is an unmitigated disaster. Frank is in Monroe. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, well, good morning, guys. What's happening?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Hey, yesterday I was listening to one of your peers on a podcast, and he made a tremendous comparison between McCarthy and Harbaugh. Right? GH in English is an F, so I'm going to call him John Harbaugh. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen, they both coached for 18 years.
Yeah.
They're both the same age.
Yes.
They both have the same winning percentage, and they both won a Super Bowl.
I know. I did that with Schoen in the 10 o'clock hour yesterday.
Right. I think he's talking. BT posted this yesterday.
Oh, BT's spot on. So
he is
I wrote
spot on.
this
So
down.
what's the difference?
Here's what I brought this up to Sean yesterday, and I still have it written down on my notes. 18 years for both guys, a winning percentage for McCarthy of 608, for Harbaugh 614. Playoffs, McCarthy 11-11, John 13-11. And then above 500 seasons, under 500 seasons, and at 500 seasons, 12 for McCarthy, 13 for John, above 500. Under 5 for McCarthy, 3 for John. Their resumes, while slightly better for John, I mean, he hasn't beaten everything, it is very, very close. And the perception of both guys is so different. And one of the things we brought up yesterday, and I heard Gio bring it up today as well, and it's uncomfortable to say, but it is true, because Sean has said this a lot over the years, is the shapeness of each guy.
Yeah.
That one guy is out of shape.
I actually don't think it's that.
What do you think it is?
I think it's the Aaron Rodgers effect.
That Aaron Rodgers almost negates the success that McCarthy had?
No. He won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, and he was great. They loved each other, right? And then all of a sudden, they didn't. And Aaron Rodgers couldn't say anything good about Mike McCarthy. He ultimately gets fired as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And then he goes to the Cowboys, where you're expected to be, as Jerry's, anointed whatever, a champion. And it never happens. And so they get to the postseason. They win 12 games every year. They get to a point, and it falls apart. And most of it is coaching decisions that people will look back on and say, this is why the Cowboys didn't get there. And so it's a combination of being in these high-profile spots and not ultimately succeeding, and then having a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, crap on you.
I think there's a level.
You don't get that from John.
No, you're right.
Nobody's saying boo about John Harbaugh.
Here's what, because I'm trying to be self-reflective on this, because I'm a big Mike McCarthy guy. I've been for years. Me and Joe were screaming about him to the Jets. We've actually had arguments around here with the Giants. So I'm like looking in the mirror. I'm saying, Evan, you like Mike McCarthy. Why are you more gung-ho for John Harbaugh than you are Mike McCarthy when you're a McCarthy guy? And so I was looking in the mirror, trying to figure it out. And my answer is, and it's unfair, but I think it's my answer. Every time you get fired, there's like a little bit of a stench on you.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And because
somebody didn't want you.
Correct. And because it's happened twice now, while with John it's once, and it's new, it just happened, like it's fresh.
Right.
There's like that extra stench on McCarthy because twice teams have said, we're done with you.
Right. After not horrible season. I mean, he had one sub-500 season.
Dude, he won 12 games in back-to-back years with the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Something
the other season was bad was because Dak got hurt, right?
Right.
Yeah. And by the way, Harbaugh has survived injuries and won games without.
Yeah.
I actually did a fair deep dive.
By the way, 3 straight years of 12 wins for Mike McCarthy in Dallas. I want to correct myself. That is really impressive.
Right. In the second year, that was the one Dak got hurt, right? And he
583 winning percentage in Dallas. 583.
I tried to be really fair about Mike McCarthy last night. I stayed up. I felt like Evan last night. I stayed up late. I'm like, all right, let me just brace myself against McCarthy's head coach. What is the difference between him and Harbaugh? And I've realized everybody reading the playoff records between him and Harbaugh is kind of lazy if you do a deeper dive. Dude, Mike McCarthy's playoff losses, completely unprepared versus the 49ers. Completely unprepared that game versus the Packers.
Right.
Why? How did the Ravens lose this year? Mark Andrews doesn't catch a pass. Harbaugh's coaching with Billy Cundiff couldn't make that kick.
Right.
When Lee Evans dropped that pass, like it's always these little things on the players where the bad McCarthy losses are like, dude, did you even prepare your team for the game?
That's what I mean. It comes down to it feels
the
like
coaching
it comes
is
down
the
to
difference.
coaching.
Yeah.
In the postseason. for McCarthy, whereas it's been one of the best tight ends over the last decade, drops a pass that is in his hands.
Correct.
That gets them to the Super Bowl.
Does it concern you? Because I like history. I think history matters. We had fun with it late in yesterday's show with the Knicks on a losing streak, where I reminded everybody the all-time record for most consecutive losses in a season in which a team won an NBA championship. The answer was 6, so it's good that the Knicks won yesterday. They get off that snide.
And it's a regular season, and basketball, as Evan told us last week, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't, but the history says if you have a 6-game winning streak or more, you're not winning an NBA title. Luckily for now, the Knicks don't have to worry about that. Does it worry you that Mike McCarthy and John Harbaugh have won Super Bowls and no head coach in the history of the sport to this point has won Super Bowls with 2 different teams?
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Can you name, and Sean, Tiki, the floor is both of yours. All right. Can you name the 7 guys, because it's actually happened 7 times,
who got closest?
Who got to Super Bowls with 2 different teams.
All right.
So they didn't win with both teams, but they were able to accomplish getting there.
I got 3 without even thinking.
Go.
John Fox.
John Fox is correct. And just for the record, the first Super Bowl he went to, he lost with Carolina and came back and won one with the Denver Broncos.
Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells had the opposite. He obviously won with the Giants twice. Then he goes to New England, gets there, and loses. So the opposite in terms of order.
I actually just realized there's a 4th. Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves did not win with Denver over and over and over again, and also did not win with Atlanta. So unfortunately for Dan Reeves, he doesn't have a win.
Oh, you need a win. You need a win.
No, I'm saying...
they just got there, you said, right?
I guess...
No,
get there with both teams. You don't need to win. We're going to clarify, because obviously no one's won with both teams.
Right.
The 4th I'm wrong on, so I'm going to move on.
Just say it.
I was going to say Gruden, but he never got there with the Raiders.
No.
Huh. Okay. Got there with 2 separate teams.
One of them
Dungy didn't get there.
Mike Holmgren.
Mike Holmgren is a good answer. He got there and won with the Green Bay Packers, and then got there with Seattle, and they lost. So he went
So
the
what you
order.
got to do is think about the teams that lost.
Yes.
Teams that lost Super Bowls.
Losers.
You are missing...
Harbaugh?
You're missing 3 guys.
No, Harbaugh never won.
Not Harbaugh. And by the way, one of the guys you're missing is you can't miss, because he's active and he's awesome.
Oh, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, of course, got there with Philadelphia. Donovan McNabb threw up. And then, obviously, with the Kansas City Chiefs, we know the story.
Throw up didn't matter. That's not why they lost that game.
I'm just pointing it out.
T.O. would have you believe that that's the reason they lost that game, but that is not the reason they lost.
I'll tell you what added to them losing that game. There was no urgency on those last drives. Anyhow, 2 more guys, quick. Come on.
Are they before my lifetime?
Yes. One of them definitely, sort of, I mean, kind of. I'll just tell you.
Vince Lombardi?
No. Dick Vermeil got there with the Philadelphia Eagles, and obviously many years later came back and won with the Rams, and then one of the greatest of all time, Don Shula. He lost Super Bowl III to the Jets with the Baltimore Colts, came back with the Dolphins, and they won. So no one has done it, though. And that does not concern you guys when talking about these Super Bowl winning head coaches.
Because you know why? There's 2 other Super Bowl, like, little fun nuggets that went out the window in recent years, and we forgot were a big deal going in. One was... no team has ever played a Super Bowl in their home building, and then suddenly we had it happen like multiple years in a row with the Bucs and Rams. And remember the old, there's never been a Super Bowl that went to overtime. Recently, we've lived through 2 of them. So we're due to break another Super Bowl streak here with a coach.
Speaking of Super Bowls, who's getting to this year's Super Bowl? And who did we predict at the beginning of the season to get to the Super Bowl? Because I forgot.
I know I'm wrong.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
We'll take a listen to it coming up, plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019. We take you right up till the Carton Show with Big Mac and Craig Carton at 2 o'clock.
It's official. Fanatics Fest 2026 is back, and I will do this read next hour.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Minute, sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone. John Harbaugh won't take any coaching interviews this week, and the reason why? I'm sure he wants to watch the playoffs this weekend to see if Buffalo loses, if Green Bay loses, and see if they fire their coaches. So Giants fans, Browns fans, Falcons fans, Raiders fans, you better be rooting for those teams this weekend. I'm Nick Costos.
Member Week is here for pros at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off hundreds of items from tools and paint to kitchen and bath and more. Just in time to stock up for this year's jobs. Plus, earn 5 times the points on an eligible purchase. Shop member deals in-store and online from January 8th through the 14th. Still not a member? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
A mix of sun and clouds, high 50.
Weather brought to you by Staples. 2026 is here, and at Staples, deals mean business. Like up to $100 off custom print orders. Head into the new year looking good for less. Staples. That was easy. Ends 1/31.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The playoffs are here, and just like winning teams, your engagement should be all about the very best. If you're ready to pop the big question, why not visit the experts at London Jewelers? London Jewelers can help you select or even design the absolute perfect ring. Why not explore their beautiful 2x London collection, offering something for everyone's budget? So just drop in, mention WFAN. So whether you're starting over or starting new, let London Jewelers be a part of your very special journey. Visit any one of their 6 locations across New York and New Jersey. London Jewelers, serving you and your family since 1926.
Is there a safe space for me? Who will listen to me when no one gets it? How will I handle it all?
How can I keep going like this?
We hear you. Call, text, or chat 988 for emotional support and crisis services. It's free, confidential, and here for you 24/7. Learn more at 988.ny.gov. Brought to you by the New York State Office of Mental Health.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
I don't know if this is just a sign that sports is king or TV is dead. but I'm reading the top-rated television programs of the last year, and 47 of the 50 are sporting events. Which, again, it's the power of sports, but it's also the fact that people just don't watch and consume TV the way we used to. Mm-hmm. But the non-sports, because that's probably more interesting because it's all football games and eventually you get to a random baseball game. It's literally Super Bowl, AFC title game, Thanksgiving, divisional playoffs, NFC championship, NFC divisional, NFC wild card, NFC divisional, regular season game between Eagles, Chiefs, divisional. Like, it's all football. The three non-sports.
I can't even think of the last time I sat down and watched TV that wasn't sports.
It's rare, right? Other than like a streaming service.
Maybe I've watched it. No, that's sports. I was going to say cricket. On Willow. Sometimes I'm just flipping and I see cricket and I'm like, oh, okay, let me just watch this.
The three that aren't sports make sense because it's not your traditional TV show. Two of them are political. Mm-hmm. Number 9 was a president address to the joint session of Congress, which was 9th.
Yeah, that's not even fair because that's not even regular.
And it's also on like every channel.
Right, and it's a special occasion must-watch view.
The inauguration, which was not nearly as high as I thought, was 47th. And then the other one is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah, of course, because that's just rote. You turn it on because, hey, where's the parade?
You got to. Like that's
Santa coming stealing Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Yes.
That is a tradition. Now, another tradition we have around here is as we begin the NFL playoffs, everyone is saying to each other, hey, what do you think the Super Bowl is going to be? Hey, who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? And I admit, this feels like the most wide open it's ever been. And before we tell you how we're feeling going into the NFL playoffs, now would be a perfect time to check in on what we thought at the beginning of the season. So let's go to our prediction desk. On September 4th, I went around the room and said, what do you think the Super Bowl is going to be? Let's see how many of them still have a shot of happening. Sean, where do you want to start?
Well, first, I want to start with the road to San Francisco is presented by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere, and by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Now, I don't know what happened on September 4th, but we don't have one from Tommy on that day.
Ah, too bad.
So he's out.
All right.
Go listen to After Hours with Tommy.
He's dead to us anyway.
Yeah, we have one later. But okay, let's start with you, Evan.
Yes. Yeah, let's start with me, Sean.
Hold on. Well, all right. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Let's start with Evan.
But I do think this is the year that the Buffalo Bills knock down the door and then get embarrassed by the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. Wow. And you know what's funny? Put the Eagles to a side for a second. I have been consistent about that all year with Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Even with their disappointing regular season, even with their roster not being as good as it's been in years past, even with them not winning the division, which I certainly didn't see coming, I have been adamant that the Bills are getting to the Super Bowl and losing. So I feel good that my feeling in September is the same as today. Where I have to be honest is my confidence level in the Eagles is certainly not there.
Yeah.
They feel like a broken team. Mm-hmm. They kind of remind me of the team from 2 years ago where you could see the end was coming.
Yeah.
So it's still intact. I feel good about that. I feel much better about the Buffalo side than I do the Philadelphia side.
Interesting. I think you should feel better about the Eagles. But here you go. Tiki?
I cannot disagree at all about the NFC.
Oh,
you look at all the teams that are likely to win the divisions. None of them are better than the Philadelphia Eagles. I'd like Baltimore to come out of the AFC.
So wait, did you
Baltimore Eagles?
Baltimore. Yeah. Okay,
there's a chance, a real chance, that I pick two teams who are both going to fire their head coach.
Yeah, well, you're halfway there.
At least the Eagles are in the postseason.
All right.
Wow.
So 50% of Tiki's Super Bowl pick remains Sean Morash.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh. They are going back to a 4th Super Bowl in a row. I think the Green Bay Packers are going to the Super Bowl.
So Kansas City against Green Bay.
Yeah.
You cannot feel good about that. I mean, obviously Kansas City's dead, but the Green Bay part,
I'm eliminating myself from contention.
Yes.
Now, what you
concede.
What you may have forgotten, Tiki, and this is actually my favorite tradition, is that's not the only Super Bowl pick we made. The day after last year's Super Bowl, on February 11th, I asked you guys very late in the show, I know this feels unfair, but let's predict next year's Super Bowl in the immediate aftermath of the Super Bowl. So I have no idea what anybody said, but let's go back to the prediction desk and find out what we said a year ago about the Super Bowl.
Okay, let's go with Evans.
Give me the Buffalo Bills represented in the AFC. And in the NFC,
consistent.
I am taking the Aaron Rodgers-led New York Giants. No, I'm just kidding.
You almost got excited.
Nah, I'm going to take the Lions. The Lions! Damn it!
It felt like time for the Lions, and losing a coordinator is a big deal.
Clearly.
It might be what's wrong with the Eagles, to be honest with you.
Oh, definitely.
Kellen Moore, they miss him. You can just see it in the play calling.
No doubt. All right, so I feel like I've been very consistent about Buffalo, clearly, but the Lion part is out. Who's next?
You want to go Tommy? I got that next to my rack.
Sure, he still exists.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs got embarrassed last night. We all know that. I think they have a lot of pride. I think they will be back in the Super Bowl representing the AFC. So the Chiefs will be taking on
the
Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, Tommy. Boy, you are irrelevant now.
Did you think he was going to keep Sam Darnold?
I don't know what he thought. The Minnesota, and they don't go to Super Bowls. Come on, you're better than that.
Right.
So Tommy, mathematically eliminated. Who's next?
We'll go Tiki.
Ravens, Eagles.
You were consistent. I respect the hell out of that.
I forgot. That was crazy. Okay, and then mine, because I couldn't find it just a while ago. This is from February we're doing?
This is the day after the Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl.
Then I have this label. All right, this is me then. I think the Chargers represent the AFC next year. Second year with Harbaugh.
Interesting.
In the NFC, I'm going with the Commanders. I'm out on that.
Yeah. It tells you how hard it is to predict year over year what's going to happen, because you have no idea, one, what the offseason is going to look like, and then what the regular season is going to
That's what I love about it. That's actually what my favorite part about that. Like, my favorite prediction, and we'll do it again, like the day after the Super Bowl, at the end of the show, I'll say, all right, next year's Super Bowl. All right, so there you go. As far as this year's concerned, man, I'll tell you, it does feel like it's been more wide open than ever, because I look at the top of each conference, and I just genuinely don't trust any of those teams. Like the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton and Bo Nix, they deserve an immense amount of credit. Their defense has been outstanding. Are they getting to a Super Bowl? Does Bo Nix feel like a Super Bowl quarterback? And the answer to me is not really. You know, we talked about the Patriots. Like, this is Drake May's maiden voyage into playing postseason football. It is not easy to all of a sudden go on a run. So I kind of look at the battle-tested teams, which the Chargers sort of have with all their playoff failures, especially Justin Herbert, and I think that extra week of rest certainly helps him out. Trevor Lawrence, who's also been a little bit battle-tested, though the coach hasn't. I still kind of circle back to the really battle-tested Buffalo team and believe they're the ones.
Yeah, but is that going to matter in a game?
Yes.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't it?
Because I look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they're top 10. Offense, defense, and points scored. They're just outside the top 10 in yards, both offensively and defensively.
There are two teams in the AFC who are top 10 in offense and defense based on points, and one of them is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
The other one's the Patriots, but we don't count that because they played nobody.
Right. They had a simple schedule.
Yeah,
so to speak. And we know that because we did the stat the other. What was it? The Giants had more wins against 500 teams.
That's right.
Than the Patriots.
And by the way, there's only one other team in the NFC who's top 10 in offense and defense based on points, and it's Seattle, who had, like, statistically going over it, one of the most dominant seasons you'll ever see. The only thing Seattle did badly is that they actually turn the ball over more than they take it away.
Yeah, but
which is very rare.
But I think
for
a lot
team.
of that was a small stretch where Sam Darnold just turned into a pumpkin for a couple of weeks. And he had like 5 or 6 turnovers in a 3-game span.
No, and I actually agree with you. So I like looking at plus minus when it comes to turnovers and takeaways, except I look at it the other way. I think when a team has a ridiculous plus minus on takeaways versus turnovers, that's a sign of luck. That's a sign of they've been fortunate. And there is one particular team whose plus minus in terms of takeaways versus turnovers is ridiculously better than everybody else. They are a plus 22. They have forced 22 more turnovers than they have themselves turning the ball over. And that team,
Denver,
is the Chicago Bears.
Oh, Chicago.
The Chicago Bears. Plus 22.
Denver's on the sack side.
Denver's on the negative side.
I mean sacks. They dominate sacks.
Yes.
Right.
They've sacked. But in terms of turning the ball over more than they have forced turnovers, the Denver Broncos are -3.
Yeah, that's disqualified.
Carolina's -2, not surprising.
Is it that disqualified?
No, I think a lot of it's bad luck, bro. I've always looked at it that way. I think turnovers, that's why as a Jet fan, one thing I'm trying to give myself confidence on is that the fact they didn't have an interception is just a lot of it's bad luck.
Yeah.
So next year they'll have a big year forcing turnovers.
But what were the Denver turnovers? Were they interceptions? Because I don't think Bo Nix threw a ton, did he?
The Denver Broncos, they turned the ball over 17 times, which is not an incredibly high number. Their issue is defensively. They only forced 14 takeaways, which is the lowest amongst any of the playoff teams.
Which is odd because they had the most sacks in the NFL.
Right.
Yes.
But they lost Patrick Surtain for that big amount of time, which changed everything in their turnover game.
True, but it's still. I mean, this is what makes picking this Super Bowl. Are we going to do that right now?
You want to live by our original predictions? You can't even do it.
I mean, Sean can. I can't.
I can too.
Well, I mean, we already played 2. Why not make a third? We're here in the playoffs.
All right, our updated, now that we know who's in the playoffs, so it's sort of cheating, who do you feel goes to the Super Bowl then?
I'm going outside the box, completely outside the box. Jacksonville, Seattle.
I mean, you know what's funny about Seattle? They're outside the box because they're new in terms of Sam Darnold trying to win a playoff game. He hasn't done it yet. Mike McDaniel trying to prove that everything he's accomplished in the regular season is legit. And they are the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. But no one, I mean, not you, but there's a lot of lack of trust in them because they haven't done it before.
Right. But Jackson Smith and Jigba has had a season for the ages. And now, I think Puka Nacua is a better receiver than him, by the way. But he's 1,800 yards receiving.
Yeah.
It was a thought early in the year he was going to flirt with 2,000. And if it wasn't for teams just saying anybody can beat us other than Jackson Smith and Jigba, he would have gotten to 2,000. So I don't know. I trust what they're doing defensively. And I also think Sam Darnold is still underrated despite how good he's been the last 2 seasons.
Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. I mean, God. I like Sam, but I think that would bother me.
What is it? 2 other players have had back-to-back 14 win seasons?
Yeah.
2.
Isn't that crazy?
One is Tom Brady.
Yeah, the other one's Sam Darnold with 2 different teams.
Exactly.
I do think, though, and this is not a mechanism of me defending my Jet fandom, I think Sam Darnold's success makes the Vikings look far worse.
100%.
Because they had him and they were successful.
And you had a rookie quarterback that you just said, he's going to be our guy.
Right.
And he's not.
Wait, the Jets sucked. It didn't work. New coach, number 2 pick. Obviously, none of it worked, but you could understand it. The Minnesota decision, I think, is probably worse.
Yeah, because you pissed off your receiving core.
Yeah.
Your receiving core now hates you.
So what's your new Super Bowl? Seattle-Jacksonville.
Seattle-Jacksonville. Oh, it's gross. But
it'll still be the highest rated event of the year.
Of course.
I'm going Rams-Jaguars, Puka Nacua, Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, my God. Both of you picking Jacksonville.
Yeah, the team peaking right now that nobody sees coming.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence legacy changes forever this January.
Well, here's what's great. We're going to find out real quick because I do think the Buffalo Bills are getting to the Super Bowl. I've seen this before where teams have the disappointing regular season. They take a step back. Their road is more difficult, and that's the year they break through. So I'm sticking with Buffalo.
It's in Jacksonville, though.
I get it. I understand it.
I can't wait to pick these games tomorrow. It's my favorite bet of the weekend. It's the Jaguars.
I can't wait to find out that one of us is getting humbled on Sunday afternoon. Like, either I'm dead or you're dead.
Right.
Both of you. The NFC, man, I hate everybody. I don't mean that in terms of like I don't like them. I mean, I find so many flaws with every single team in this conference. So a part of me, like I said earlier, wants to move away from Philadelphia because they feel so broken. Their defense is so good, and I don't trust anyone else outside of the Los Angeles Rams, which I think are probably the trendy pick.
But they've lost some games that they really just shouldn't have lost.
You're right. But I'm trusting the Chicago Bears.
No.
I'm trusting Seattle and Sam Darnold.
Can't trust Green Bay.
Green Bay's cooked. They look like an absolute cooked team, so I think I'm going to stick with the Eagles.
Do you know the
Eagles? Why not? I'll be loyal to my original pick.
I don't think it's bad. Just a fun fact I think would interest Evan. Do you know the last time the Bears beat the Packers in a playoff game?
The Bears beat the Packers. So a division.
I remember when the
rematch in the playoffs.
I do.
And they had to beat them.
I do remember the Packers beating the Bears in Chicago in the NFC Championship game after the 2010 season, in which the Jets later that day went on to play the Pittsburgh Steelers and lose. So yes, the NFC Championship game between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Jay Cutler gets hurt. Yes.
Okay, the answer is the last time the Bears beat the Packers in the playoffs was the Sunday.
No, the Packers beat the Bears.
No.
Oh,
the last
I got
time
it the other way. He said it the other way.
I'm sorry. The last time the Bears beat the Packers in the playoffs was the Sunday after the Pearl Harbor attacks.
Oh, I gotcha.
Wow.
I misinterpreted you.
I might have screwed that. Whatever.
No, you said it right.
No, you're right.
Evan interpreted it wrong.
I brought, you know what I did? I pulled a you, Sean. I brought it all back to the Jets.
You did.
Because when I think of Bears Packers, I think of the Jets Steelers a few hours later.
Right.
Like,
but it's been that long for Chicago.
That's crazy.
How many times have they played in the postseason?
But I think they beat them this time.
The Bears, you think?
I mean, that's one of the interesting ones.
And that's the only game with potential snow this weekend, too.
In Chicago.
In Chicago. Al Michaels will be bored to death.
All right. This is why they can't go indoors.
I had to do the research because Sean won't do it. He just likes to give facts and moves on. The Packers and the Bears have played twice in the postseason in their long, illustrious histories. The date I refer to, January of 2011.
The Packers won.
The birth of young Anthony Carton, because it was also the day of Jets Steelers. So again, It comes back to the Jets, Anthony. No offense. That's what I think of. The NFC Championship game, Green Bay as the 6th seed went all the way. And then the game you mentioned, December 14th, 1941, it was the NFL divisional round. It was also in Chicago. And the Bears won 33-14. So when you say the last time,
that was factual.
They've only played twice.
Yeah, it was the last time.
I wonder how many people cared about that.
Probably not many.
Probably not.
Probably nobody.
Did we even have, in all seriousness, how much TV did we have back then?
The games weren't on TV.
In 1941, is that a radio situation?
They were on the radio, or if you were lucky enough to be in the building, you saw it, or you read about it in the newspaper the next day.
Would have loved to see those ratings bonuses for radio back then.
Let's go to Bill on Long Island. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, man?
Good.
Good. Got a couple of points. Giants head coach, I would go Harbaugh, then McCarthy, and then I'm forgetting the guy from the Browns.
Stefanski.
Yeah, okay. And whoever comes in can get rid of Joe Schoen, say, look, I want to be general manager, or have their own general manager. All right.
I think that's it's a lot to ask of someone who, unless you know exactly, like the John Harbaugh situation down in Miami right now, it's hard to say, hey, new head coach, who do you want as your general manager? Do you know somebody? Do you have a relationship with somebody? And is he good? Like, it's hard to do that unless you're John Harbaugh or maybe even Mike McCarthy. I think to ask a head coach his opinion on a general manager who's never had that job is really, really hard. And I don't think the Giants have any interest in moving on from Joe Schoen right now.
Yeah, hold on. I need to see if this is true because this is bizarre to me. Yeah, it's true. I'd like to read a tweet from Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. He has tweeted January 8th, 11:13 a.m. Okay, so it's within an hour.
Yeah. This is a
real tweet from the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Talking about the Miami Dolphins?
Yes.
Of course. I mean, he was
what? What do I not know about the former senator and the current Secretary of State when involving the Miami Dolphins? Is there something about his connection to the Dolphins I'm not aware of before I read this tweet?
I had him on. I had him on my show.
Secretary Rubio?
Yes.
When he was senator, I assume.
Senator.
Okay.
And the reason I wanted to talk to him is because he married a cheerleader.
Oh, he married a Dolphin cheerleader?
Yes.
All right.
So I think that there is a tie.
Are you ready for this? This is a real tweet from the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who, let's be honest, his approval ratings have been shooting up lately because he looked very presidential in explaining what the hell was going on in Venezuela. I do not normally respond to online rumors, but feel the need to do so at this moment. I will not be a candidate for the currently vacant head coaching and GM positions with the Miami Dolphins. While you never know what the future may bring, right now my focus must remain on global events and also the precious archives of the United States of America. Thank you.
That's amazing.
And this is his account. It's got 5 million followers.
How many interactions did he have with that?
On that one?
With that tweet.
1.6 million.
Does he have any interest in the jet job?
That's amazing.
I am so deeply confused.
He's a big sports fan, so I get that. I understand.
He was connected to the Dolphin job in the last few hours?
Well, no. I don't think so. I think people are saying because he's Marco Rubio and he's the Secretary of State. He's in this massive media moment right now because of what's going on just south of our country.
Right.
And so people are saying, great job. You should be the head coach of our Dolphins. I'm not kidding. You should be the general manager of our Dolphins. And so, because he's a big sports fan, he plays along.
And he's a
good dude.
His wife,
he understands it.
His wife's the big connection.
Yes.
She was the Dolphin cheerleader Teak was referring to?
Yes. I'm sorry. I was looking up this.
That's fine. It's fine. Is that what
that's why we had him on. My business partner had a relationship with him, and he came up and did a political event up here. And so he was like, "You want Marco Rubio on?" I was like, "Yeah, definitely." And so we talked about his fandom, his sports fandom down in Miami.
The other piece of info about Marco Rubio is that his son plays at Florida. Mm-hmm. He's a running back. He's a running back like Tiki.
Yep.
5'9", 191. Let me see how he did last year.
No shot at being a first-round pick.
5 carries for 27 yards. So he didn't really get on the field very much. He actually only played one game.
That's 5 yards, 5+ a carry.
Yeah.
By the way, you know how I know it's his son? I'm looking at his picture. It's freaking Marco Rubio, just like 30 years younger.
That's great.
All right, so in case anyone was curious, we have dispelled the rumors, or at least he has. Marco Rubio, the current Secretary of State, is not a candidate for the Dolphins head coaching and general manager job. That is unbelievable.
That's funny.
All right, I just wanted to make sure it was real, but yeah, it was real. Evan's in Bethpage. Hey, Evan.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
So I'm 27. I've been a season ticket holder for like 6 years now. Obviously been pretty rough, but I'm trying to stay positive. Future looks bright. Big hire. I want Harbaugh, but I'm trying to prep for the worst because that's how things usually go around here. My thing is, like, if you told me after this decade of being in the basement, our big solution is going to be to hire the coach of the Browns, who was fired and is 8-28 in his last 36 games. I want to believe. I just feel like a crazy person. Everyone acting like he's a slam dunk hire. Tiki, you're a legend. I know he's your guy. I'm just trying to find more stuff to get excited about.
I've only met him a couple of times.
I might want Marco Rubio at this point.
Well, he's your guy in terms of not that you are friends with him or you're doing him any favors, that you have said, and I respect it, that he's your preferred candidate right now.
I just know having success at a place like Cleveland, where they've just been clueless. I mean, kind of like our team in it to an extent, is challenging. But you also know that he rose above it and won Coach of the Year twice. Now, Dave's won Coach of the Year, and it doesn't feel like Dave's is in hot to trot head coaching jobs, even though I think I did read that he is getting an interview somewhere.
Who?
Dave's. I can't remember where it was. But my point is,
the connection's been to Vegas, that he could be an offensive coordinator candidate in Vegas.
And is Commanders actually, OC. That's what I just read.
The Commanders, too. You're right. That's another one which is dangerous.
I know.
Especially to your prediction that he's going to be on a Super Bowl staff next year.
Right. Now, I think it's going to be the Raiders, but if he goes to Washington, that could be actually real. It being on a staff. Now, but the point with Stefanski is that he's overcome some of the circumstances of the organization and been successful. Dave's did it once. Stefanski did it twice after having a couple of really tough years in between.
I want you to do me a favor, because I have had my concerns about Kevin Stefanski, but I'm not the only one. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to play you audio. We played this yesterday, so if you listen every day, you'll say, Evan, you played this yesterday. Mm-hmm. I understand. I want to play it for Tiki. I want to hear his response.
Yes, I was
Here is one of my favorite coaches of all time, Rex Ryan, and his opinion on the coaching candidacy of Kevin Stefanski.
It's funny how everybody just throws him out there. I guess it's because he's an offensive coach, but certainly his record as a head coach is not. I want to get excited about that, and I don't know how many playoff wins he's had.
I believe one
playoff win or whatever. But to me, two-time coach of the year, I think that's the most ridiculous thing there is. There's a lot of great coaches in this league that have never been coach of the year, and so I think it's just hey, he must be a hell of a guy. Can you have me coach of the year? I don't buy that stuff. I think he's a decent coach, but to put him in the top echelon coaches, I don't.
Your response, Teague?
So you remember the last time they made the playoffs with Joe Flacco?
Yes.
Do you remember that season?
Slightly.
It was a disaster.
Yeah, they killed the Jets a few weeks before the playoffs. But it was a disaster
in the making. A disaster. And some of the most difficult circumstances, he stabilized that team, brought in a 30, whatever he was at the time, 7, 8-year-old quarterback, and got them to the playoffs. Right? There's something to that. Right? Football is not supposed to be crisis management, but in our city, with our teams, it's basically been crisis management for the last decade plus. So I understand what Rex is saying because he's lobbying for himself, but
that's exactly what he's doing.
I ultimately can't discount what someone does when it's not easy, right? When everything doesn't fall into place for you. We know in New York, it's going to get ugly. There are going to be moments where it's like, oh, crap, what are we doing? I need someone who can handle that. And I think the previous regimes haven't been able to handle that.
The latest on who the Giants have interviewed and who they are about to interview coming up, plus the latest Cinco de Luncho from Sean Morash here on The Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank, where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts to date. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. It's sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant, which makes it perfect for traveling. You just pack it, and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So go ahead, hit up collarsandco.com. Use code Tiki for 20% off. That's at collarsandco.com.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Kalshi. Trade on anything. Make money predicting the college football playoff legally nationwide with Kalshi. From sports to politics, culture, and more. If it matters, you can trade on it with Kalshi, the world's largest prediction market. Use code FAN to get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi. 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 Trade on anything.
And make sure you don't miss this Thursday's edition of The Carton Show with Chris McMonagle and me, Craig Carton, because we have live in studio the Major League Baseball Commissioner, Rob Manfred. It's a must-listen-to event at 4:30 exclusively on Sports Radio 101.9 FM, The Fan.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls. Or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do? Text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Visit your local Kia dealers to discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. It's the perfect balance of quality, dependability, power, and style. Learn more at kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied, it's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restaurants, nightlife and shops in La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and cruise from $199 plus up to $500 onboard credit and kids sail free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
RU fans, it's basketball season. Make sure you catch all of the Scarlet Knights hardwood action this season on WFAN. Scarlet Knights basketball is presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare provider of Rutgers Athletics. Let's be healthy together.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Nissan trucks and SUVs are built for next level adventure. Too much gear? Dirt? Rock? Sand? Get in a Nissan truck or SUV and feel unstoppable. Whether you want to take your next level of adventure in the Frontier Dark Armor, the Pathfinder, the Armada, or the Rogue, you'll be ready for what comes your way. Nissan. #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands by J.D. Power. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to INMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 2/2/26.
Looking for Continental winter tires? Then head to Town Fair Tire, New England's largest volume discount tire dealer. We've got Continental tires in every size for every vehicle, in stock with more arriving daily, all at the guaranteed lowest price. And when you add the most free services for life, it's easy to see how nobody beats Town Fair Tire for your new Continental winter tires. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey, if you're tired of dealing with neck pain, backaches, even sciatica, stop messing around and go see my guys at Samuel Institute for Pain Management. That's Dr. Shah, Dr. Ko, and Dr. Siddhapara. They've got offices in Colonia, Englewood, and Livingston. And here's the best part. They focus on non-opioid, minimally invasive, non-surgical treatments. That's real solutions that can actually get you back to feeling like yourself again. Thousands of 5-star reviews. Trust Samwell. Turn to Samwell Pain for relief. Go to SamwellPain.com. That's SamwellPain.com.
Hey, this is Tiki Barber. Those of us living in New Jersey got hit with a 20% electric rate increase. If your current heating system is over 15 years old, it's time for a new high-efficiency Carrier system. And there's only one company to call for a new one. My friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts for over 38 years. Older heating systems waste gas. So get your system checked now and save money with Edison Heating and Cooling. Contact them now at edisonhvac.com. That's edisonhvac.com.
If you're sitting in traffic, you need to do something. Might as well call the fan. Let's chat about it now. Call the WFAN Sports Fan Helpline at 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game.
I have just received news. It's not sports news. It's a first world problem. I'll be the first to admit it. That affects and could affect everybody listening who has kids. I am stupefied by the information I just collected. Okay, I have 2 kids. Tiki has 1 million kids. Sean's got 2 beautiful young daughters, and they all go to school. I have never seen in my life what I just saw as an email I got about the next school year. I have just been informed that the first day of school is prior to Labor Day.
What?
Prior.
Wait, in New York?
In New York, which I have never seen. It has never happened where I grew up or where my kids have gone to school. But because Labor Day is late this year, it's Monday, September 8th, the first day of school is Wednesday, September 2nd. And I'm telling you this right now until my wife talks me out of it. They're not going.
It's the last week for people to go away.
Of course.
Wow.
You can't do that. That's some Florida crap.
I wonder if it's in New Jersey as well.
Have you gotten the school schedule yet?
I have not gotten a school schedule.
Tiki.
But that last week, I'm always gone.
I know.
Because once football starts, I can't go anywhere. And so we take that last week and we go somewhere.
Hey, this is a simple American rule. In the Northeast, school coincides with the NFL.
Yes.
When the NFL starts, we start.
That's right.
Here's the deal, and I think you guys will be lockstep with me. Hopefully your wives are. We're not going.
Boycott.
We're boycotting.
Boycotting.
You want to start school before Labor Day? That's cool. You can start it. We ain't going. We're not sending our kids.
First day doesn't mean anything anyway.
First 3 days.
I mean, come on.
I mean, how could you? Now, I've heard this because, my sister lives in Florida, and they start school in the middle of August. So I've heard this. I know it exists. I'm not foreign to it. I'm foreign to it in terms of it being here.
But why? What's the reasoning?
Because Labor Day is late. That's the only reason you could come up with.
You know what I don't like about this? This year, starting with the fall of next year, all the big holidays are basically Thursday, Friday, or weekends.
Wow.
So my point is, why do they need to start earlier? We can you don't need off December 21st this year.
Nor do you get snow days anymore.
Right.
During the school year. We hardly get snow days.
This is a disgrace.
Right.
This is a disgrace. So I think to calm us all down, for anyone who has kids or feels the way we feel, we are all going to protest together. We're not sending our kids out there.
Yeah. Maybe the first time we see a teacher work in the summer, maybe that'd be nice to do.
Don't take shots at teachers.
Right.
I love my teachers.
Leave them alone. This has nothing to do with the teachers. They didn't make the schedule.
I know, but here's where it does. Because once we commit to this earlier before Labor Day, you know what's going to happen in June when these kids are supposed to be in real school? You know what? We didn't use any snow like Tiki said. We're going to start taking these half days, and then parents have to worry about bagging out of work to get the kids half days.
Nah, dude, it's BS. It's so unacceptable, and I advise everyone to check or call or contact their school district to find out if they're going to pull this same crap on you and politely tell them, if you do this, your rooms will be empty. Because my kids are not going.
If you build this, we won't come.
Yeah. Oh, very simple.
If you build this, we won't come.
I like that. It is lunchtime, Sean, isn't it?
It is. What does that mean?
I don't know. What does it mean?
Oh. You're right. I had this loaded before, and then I emptied it out because we hit it at the beginning of the show.
Here, I'll try this. Hey, Tiki, I'm kind of hungry. What about you?
Too. I mean, I don't eat breakfast in the morning like I used to, because actually, right now is when I would be eating in our previous time slot.
What would you be eating? You'd be eating luncho.
Sean Moraes in the booth. Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling. No! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking. Nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Yeah! Cinco de Loncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless. Connecting everything, everywhere. All right, this is really simple. Now, this is a list made prior to the Miami Dolphins news, but I'll just give it to you anyway. The 5 most likely opponents for the first John Harbaugh Jackson Dart Super Bowl. Okay? The 5 most likely opponents for the first John Harbaugh Jackson Dart Super Bowl.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow.
Let's dream. Today's the day to dream,
You're
right?
trying to get Thomas to hate this one, huh?
No, I think it's just a good one to look ahead and just dream. Now, if they get John Harbaugh and Jackson Dart, you know they get at least one. So let's just, who's the first opponent going to be, all right? Here we Oh, wait, no, what do we do? Here we go.
Number 5.
The Raiders, because it'll be a big Brian Flores, Brian Dable revenge spot with Fernando Mendoza, who takes off a giant Raiders Super Bowl in the next 5 years.
All right.
I can see that one.
Thank you, Tiki. Thank you for playing along.
No, I can see it.
Didn't the Ravens beat the Raiders in the 2000 AFC Championship game?
They did.
Yes.
The reason I think that is when I think of a Giants-Raiders Super Bowl, I think of it as an almost Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You guys almost played the then Oakland Raiders.
Tiki, who would you have rather played?
Definitely the Raiders.
Okay.
Number 4.
The Ravens, a Lamar Jackson versus John Harbaugh revenge Super Bowl.
I see what you're doing here.
That's also an almost Super Bowl because obviously in a very competitive game, the Baltimore Ravens defeated the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and if memory serves me correct, that's the Lee Evans drop on what would have sent the Ravens to the Super Bowl, and then the missed kick by that's Steph.
Billy Cundiff.
Billy Cundiff, and it was an easy field goal.
Yep. Here we go.
Number 3.
The Chargers, the Harbaugh all over again, but with 2 new teams.
And you know what Sean knows?
By the way, this happened already.
It has, and you know what John also knows? Jim versus John has happened 3 times. John is 3-0.
Not in just in general.
In general.
They had a Thanksgiving night game once.
Yeah, including the Super Bowl and then the 2 regular season games. John Harbaugh has never lost to his brother.
And that Super Bowl was so compelling because that was the Kaepernick Super Bowl, and he was 3 yards away from being the MVP of the Super Bowl.
You think of it as that? You know what I think of that?
Because that's what I think of. They were on the 4-yard line.
I think of lights out.
I do too. And Steve Tasker just dying on the sideline there.
Yeah.
I don't even think about the lights out.
You don't think of that?
No.
Oh, man.
No.
It's amazing
I think about the last drive, and they put the ball in Cap's hands once.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, man.
Yep.
It's funny what we think of with moments that are a decade ago, because usually we compartmentalize it to one big thing, and to me, it's the lights going out. That's the thing that sticks with me from that game.
I had to work overnights at the network at that point, and I was like, oh my God, do I have to leave during the Super Bowl now to get in when we restart this game? So it freaked me out. All right, here we go.
Number 2.
The number 2 most likely opponent is still the Chiefs. You just know Mahomes and Andy. I think they're going to have like another, like the Patriots-esque second reboot. So why not? Giants take out another dynasty.
Nice.
Right?
All right, and last but not least,
Number 1.
the number 1 most likely opponent for the first John Harbaugh Jackson Dart Super Bowl is, of course, the New England Patriots, because why wouldn't it be?
Yes.
Giants-Patriots Part 3.
There you go.
That actually turned out to be a pretty good one.
Thank you. Tiki, thank you.
I appreciate that.
I mean,
in a hypothetical world that has zero chance of coming to fruition,
Or will
it was pretty good.
Or will it?
Oh, shut up.
If they're in the Super Bowl the next 5 years with Harbaugh and Dart, I got news for you. You know who the first one to find this list is going to be? The one poo-pooing it, Evan Roberts.
Oh, 100%. I'll also send it back to you if John Harbaugh gets fired after 3 years. Or if they've moved on from Jackson Dart. They'll be right in your face. Anyhow, the Giants have been moving fast and furious. Before we get back to your phone calls, here are the updates on who they're talking to, who they plan on talking to, things that have been confirmed and not confirmed.
The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Evan, give us the update.
So the latest comes from Adam Schefter that the Giants have requested an interview with Broncos assistant head coach and special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi for their head coaching vacancy.
Wasn't he hot a couple years ago when he was the interim?
For the Saints, right?
Yeah, I want to say the Saints. That's right.
He was hot.
And everybody thought that maybe he's going to get a shot at a head coaching job, and then he didn't, and he kind of just fell off the radar a little bit.
And a part of why he was hot, to come full circle, is John Harbaugh. I think a lot of us over the years have looked at the special teams coach and said, hey, maybe we should value them a little bit more, even though it didn't work out with Joe Judge.
Yeah. The reason you do, it just for those that don't know, is because the special teams coach talks to everybody.
Right.
Sometimes the wide receiver coach or quarterback coach or offensive coordinator is only talking to a limited group. The special teams coach has to have that relationship with the entire team.
Which is more like being a head coach.
Yes,
They have
exactly
more
right.
experience kind of being a head coach than an OC or a DC has. Also, Darren Rizzi has a history with Joe Schoen. They work together in Miami. The other one is Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce is interviewing tonight and Friday for the Giants head coaching job. So AP is getting a 2-day interview with the New York Giants. You guys' stance on Antonio Pierce is what? I mean, no offense to him. Wouldn't it be massively disappointing to end up with him when you're thinking about John Harbaugh and Kevin Stefanski?
Well, it's crazy. Look, he's been a head coach because he was the interim and then he was the full-time head coach.
Year and a half with the Raiders. But
to me, it still feels like he's a first-time head coach. And so that's what would worry me. Not necessarily AP, because I love him. But
according to Diana Rossini, the New York Giants had dinner last night with Raheem Morris, the former Atlanta Falcons head coach.
Not surprising.
Morris is also in the building today, where he's scheduled to meet with more members of the team, including ownership, as the Giants continue their head coaching search. That from Diana Rossini. I wonder about Raheem ending up as the dream defensive coordinator.
Could be.
Now, Raheem, does he deserve another head coaching job? I kind of lean towards yes, because I don't think Atlanta was this horrific failure. Like, they finished really strong this year.
Yeah, the problem became the wasting of a pick, which feels like a wasting of a pick, on Michael Penix. And the issue was their defense needed to be, really shored up. Now, they fixed it this year because they drafted at least one, maybe two, maybe their first 2 picks, I'd have to go recheck, were defensive edge rushing players.
This year.
Yes. And they were both really good. In fact, one of them had 10.5 sacks. I'm forgetting his name now.
Pierce? Was it Pierce?
Right.
Yeah.
So he might be defensive rookie of the year. So there's a lot of good with the Falcons. I think it was other factors.
It's amazing to think that if the Falcons win the Jet game, they're in the postseason.
Yeah.
And
that might be the reason.
And the Jets
lost to the Jets,
and the Jets have the number 1 pick.
Right.
Oh, I didn't tell you this. So the other day, and this was requested by one of our listeners. Remember that Falcon game? I was with my youngest son, Spence.
Yes.
I took him to the game. He had a great time. He fell in love with football, and I had audio of him celebrating. It was such a great time. So the guy said, "Have you gone to Spence to explain to him the ramifications of the loss? That the win, because they won that game, they don't have the number 1 overall pick." And I said, you know what? That's a good idea. I should do it. So I recorded our conversation. Would you like to hear?
Yes.
Me explaining to Spence that the win that we were at is actually backfired on the Jets?
Let's hear it.
Any prediction on how you think he would take the news? Like, he'd be like, who cares? He'd be like, oh, that sucks. How do you think he's going to take it?
He's going to say winning was the most important thing.
I think a kid looks for a positive in either scenario.
You play to win the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is me explaining the ramifications of the game to my 5-year-old Spence. Spence, what? Do you remember that Jets game we went to when the Jets won at the very end on a game-winning field goal?
Yeah.
It was fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the bad news. You tell me if it's bad or not. Because we won that game, we're picking 2 in the draft instead of 1 in the draft.
Oh.
So do you regret being happy that we won?
No.
You're still happy that we won?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we got two and I lose that one.
Right, but it would be better to pick one because that means we get the first pick in the draft. Instead, we have the second pick in the draft. Is that bad?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
So ultimately, he doesn't care. That was the result I got out of that. He doesn't care.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him, especially at first when he thought the 2 was better than the 1.
Now you're just going to have to take one of the edge rushers.
Well, we'll see.
Because you're likely not going to get the quarterback.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's see what happens with Dante Moore. That is going to be the biggest question, and luckily, at least we'll get the answer in the next couple of weeks. Let's go to Pete in Queens. What's up, Pete?
Hey, what's going on? So last week, I was the crazy guy that submitted the punk rock Cinco de Lancho song. Yep. And first of all, I thought your commentary on it was absolutely hilarious and warranted. And I will just say, in my defense, originally it wasn't sung with an outrageous British accent. That was actually my wife's idea. So she was like, your voice is too soft or sweet or whatever, so you have to take it up a notch. And unfortunately,
there's no way I would have guessed this was you, Pete. No way.
Well, yeah, I guess that's probably... Hopefully my employers feel the same way if they ever hear that song.
That wasn't me, I swear.
Yeah. But in any event, I love the new song, and the direction obviously makes a lot more sense than a crazy punk song. But my question is, would you be interested in receiving a Idiots with Idioms song? And if so, because I don't want to, go all crazy and submit another punk song or something that's off base. Do you have any recommendations as what you feel would be the appropriate genre, or would you like some options? I can.
What is your strongest genre of music?
The reality of it is none of them, right? If you heard the song I submitted.
All right. In your own mind, what do you see yourself as?
So in real life, I'm actually a guy who sits in front of a laptop and has a real job, right? So, but I do love writing songs.
You're a lounge lizard. I can tell it.
Yeah.
You're like me.
But it definitely wouldn't. Let's just put it this way: hip hop would not be the direction.
Okay.
But right. Something I could do another punk song, a rock song, something like a more goofy, silly kind of song.
I would go with, and 2 things. And Tiki, tell me if you agree with me or not about this. And thank you, Pete, for taking the effort to even make a song. I think our Idiots with Idioms song is so good. I wouldn't try to knock it off. I would try to make a song for Posted and Toasted. It doesn't have a theme song.
That's a good point.
It's a segment that's been running on our show for years now. You would think I would have run out of old tweets from our fellow FAN coworkers.
No, but they keep contributing.
But they're there, and I got a treasure cove of them.
Right.
So I would say a funny-ish song about Posted and Toasted.
Right, but we just have a new Idiot with Idioms right there.
What did I do?
Treasure Cove?
Whatever. I know. It was funny, and you missed this.
That's a good one. Posted with Toasted. We don't have a song.
Yeah, so I would say Posted and Toasted.
I don't even know, what do we do for we just have the voice.
It's just Paul Turner, the big announcer's voice, with Clyde Frazier, because Frazier, of course, posted.
Yeah, right.
So it's a mix of an announcer voice and Clyde Frazier.
Right. Idiots with Idioms. It's quick.
Yes.
It's Idiots with Idioms.
And it's perfect. So I think of all the segments that we have, any features that we have, whatever you want to call it, I would say Posted and Toasted would be the song you should create. But we appreciate it. We're honored that you would even take the time to do something like that. Let's go to Ben in Connecticut. Hey, Ben.
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up, man?
Good. What's up?
A couple of questions. First of all, the first thing was there was a rumor a couple weeks ago I read online, which I know doesn't mean anything, that Derrick Henry had pushed John Harbaugh after a tough loss. And then it sort of went away. I don't know if that was true or not, if you had heard anything. My next question is, I have 2 more questions. One is of the guys who could get fired after bad playoff losses, of McDermott, LaFleur potentially, and then, of course, Tomlin. Those are the 3 that you kind of hear.
Right.
Who would you like? And then my last question is, Tiki, actually, either of you could answer it. It's your show. Do whatever you want. would be that this whole New York media thing, is that overblown at this point with sort of social media being ubiquitous? And that I get it when New York had 25 papers and Jacksonville had 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
But is that still a thing?
Well, it is only been, and I'll get to your other question in a second. It is only because it's a massive echo chamber here, and so in Jacksonville, you got one guy who maybe has it bad for a coach. He's going to write something, but nobody else is going to follow suit. In New York, you get 1 or 2 or 3 guys not liking you, then they start talking to each other, and all of a sudden it just becomes this cacophony of the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over again. So even if it's not real, perceptually it becomes real. That's why New York is hard. It's not that they're any more right or wrong than a guy in Jacksonville or a guy in San Francisco or whatever. It's just it resonates here when it's that way. Now, those 3 that you mentioned, we actually have 4 because we put Nick Sirianni in that conversation as well. Mm-hmm. But I didn't even think about LaFleur. You're right. It would be LaFleur. Not even a question.
Of the guys you'd be most drawn in by?
100%.
Go through the guy. McDermott, Sirianni,
LaFleur, or
Tomlin. I'd still go Tomlin. I think your issue with Tomlin is you just don't think he's available.
One, I don't think he's available, and 2, I honestly think that he'll go to TV or chill.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think you're ranking Tomlin low because you wouldn't want him. I think you're just... Right. And you've done this for a while. I respect it. You've been consistent. Well, he's not coaching next year a different team.
One of my brother's best friends.
Right.
Mike Tomlin gave Rondé his jacket.
No, I got you. I did some research on our last caller's rumor that he heard.
Hall of Fame jacket, by the way.
Yes. The rumor that he had heard about Derrick Henry pushing John Harbaugh. I did a little quick Google search. Mm-hmm. And so it was put out there by a parody account by Richard Johnson. And everyone points out that his name is, 2 double entendres for genitalia.
It's Richard Johnson.
Yes, Richard Johnson. And that his pin tweet says that the Jets are expected to check in on Patrick Mahomes. So it's a parody account, and he's the one that...
Yeah, because I don't remember that. I know there was some frustrations by Derrick Henry earlier on in the season, but that was really because Derrick Henry kept fumbling.
Well, there may be...
It was on him. It wasn't nothing to do with John Harbaugh.
There may be frustrations between Derrick Henry and John Harbaugh, and certainly at the end of that game, one of my criticisms would be, I want the ball in his hands more, but the push is a different level, and that didn't happen. It was created by a Twitter account that has, double entendres in it.
Right.
You almost have to do research now.
It's a phallic account.
It's...
Well done, T.
Well done indeed. Let's go to Kevin in West Islip. Good afternoon, Kevin.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, guys. 2 questions. One, Evan, what do you think the Mets will do in the trade market? Is there an actual trade that's going to happen? And I also have information on why school starts so late in New York.
Go ahead. Usually.
The reason it's starting so, early this year and then others is because a lot of districts have added holidays like Diwali, Eid Allah, and Lunar New Year.
So there's
you
more...
still have to get the 180 days in.
God, what a trade-off. I don't know if I like that trade-off. I know we have to do holidays. We got to be respectful of it, but we cannot start school prior to Labor Day. It's like starting the NFL prior to Labor Day. I'm dead set against it, even though they did it for a few years while you played.
Yeah, but they do that for the NFL because they want eyes. And you can't have football happening when there's nobody in town.
Well, you know what these districts are going to find out?
Yeah.
You can't have school when nobody's in town.
That's true.
Because we're not
the same
showing
situation.
up.
It's the same feeling.
And look, I'm trying to think of a way where you could celebrate the holidays and be fair to all the holidays that we have while still having a certain amount of days. I don't know. Maybe we throw in a Saturday every once in a while. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. I'd almost rather it go later into the summer. I have to be honest with you. I'd almost rather go late June with school than starting it in late August. If you gave me the choice as a parent, obviously, and even as a kid, even as somebody growing up and remembering school doesn't feel that long ago, I would almost say I'd push it back to June 28th. As opposed to starting it prior to Labor Day. You can't start it prior to Labor Day.
And how many people, and you know this, Evan, have already booked something for that week? People get ahead of that. You have to book things like a year in advance.
Oh, I know.
True.
I know, Sean.
Houses, Lake George. I know I go over there, send books up quick.
This is why Evan is saying so definitively that his children are not going to school.
I have no. What time is it? 12? No, okay, maybe.
So we're gonna maybe. So Tiki, long-term prediction: does Evan win this battle with his wife? Ready?
Yes.
Yes. No, she's pissed off.
Oh, she is? All right, then yes.
No, we're all like, it's not even pissed off. It's more, you're not going. The kids aren't going.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what? You should unify with every kid in the district. Don't send them back.
I'm working on it. Like, now that I'm around more based on these hours, I'm thinking of, becoming more of a leader around town.
You're going to join the school board.
I may.
Oh, please sign me up for him as a PTA parent.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be amazing. On a lot of levels, that would be amazing. We'll get back to your calls in a second. 888-808-1019 is the toll-free telephone number. Plus, Rob Manfred's coming in later today. What would be the question we need this commissioner to answer? So we'll help out our friends in the afternoon. He's coming in at 4:30 later today. We'll get to that coming up. It's Evan and Tiki on this beautiful Thursday in New York City.
It's official. Fanatics Fest 2026 is back at the Javits Center in New York City. This July 16th through the 19th, the first lineup of talent has been announced, featuring some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment, including Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mike Tyson, Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Diana Taurasi, Josh Hart, and many more. The world's #1 sports fan festival is back, bringing fans closer to the athletes they love through live moments, photo ops, autographs, and unforgettable experiences. Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is 83 years old and says his goal in life is to retire as the owner that won the most Super Bowls. He's got 3. Robert Kraft of the New England Patriots has 6. So unless Jerry Jones has found the type of potion you only get in video games or sci-fi movies, I don't see this happening. I think Jerry should set the bar a little lower, fix the defense in Dallas before you worry about winning more Super Bowl trophies. I'm Nick Costos.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Your best year starts with a savings. Don't miss the January Jumpstart event at Nielsen Dodge.
That's right, Chels. We're ready to start your new year with low lease payments to get you driving.
Lease a new 2026 Dodge Durango GT Plus all-wheel drive Hemi V8, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4, just $359 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
With 0 down payment and the credit help you deserve.
Come see all the great savings we've lined up so you can start your new year driving happy and hassle-free. Let the fun begin.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Start something new sales event. With approval term Durango 36, Ram 42 months due at signed Durango 5599, Ram 5954 at tax tag 498 dock and DMV fees.
Chick-fil-A's new frosted sodas and floats. It's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice dream to make a new frosted soda or float. With the mix of the ice dream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
I
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I left the pizza box on top of my car before driving home. Not smart. Oh, and a semi just turned my deep dish into a thin crust.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
It's Dunkin's World, and you're living in it, which means breakfast is easy and costs $5 with Dunkin's $5 meal deal. You get 6 crispy hash browns, a wake-up wrap, and a medium hot or iced coffee. Whatever your mood calls for. Bring your friend, your brother, your mother, your cousin, or just bring yourself. Because at Dunkin', they make deals for everyone. Get Dunkin's $5 meal deal only at Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation in times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
You know how powerful you are. And when it comes to your network, you need one just as powerful. Take your phone to your local Total Wireless store, and we'll give you one line for just $25 a month. Getting more for spending less? Now that's a total power move. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. For new single-line customers who activate on a BYO device on the Total 5G Unlimited plan. Requires auto-pay enrollment to receive the full discount, which applies the month after enrollment. Available online and in Total Wireless retail stores. Requires a compatible unlocked device and SIM. Check compatibility at TotalWireless.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Speaking of The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle, look, I love Craig. I enjoyed working with him. There were many benefits I had to even working with him. But one of the things I am still bitter at him about is Rob Manfred.
Why?
Because never in our 2.5 years together did he bring Rob Manfred in when we did the show together.
Oh.
And coincidentally, because it's purely a coincidence, Teak, he brought him in when I was on vacation.
Oh. So he did come on the show just when you were not there.
Correct.
Was he scared that you would ask some tough questions?
I am not going to put the words in the mouth of the commissioner or Craig, but all I'll say is...
They were scared of you.
They may have been scared of me. Rob Manfred walked...
Are you going to hang around for the Rob Manfred interview?
No. I'm going to listen, and I advise everyone to listen. I think they will do a great job, or at least Big Mac will do a great job. I'm just kidding, Craig. But I ask you, Tiki, Because it could have been as simple as Craig was ashamed of me. Craig was like, no, I don't trust Evan around Rob Manfred. Well, you have now been my partner for almost the same amount of time.
Yep.
And I want you to be honest with me. You're also very connected. Is there somebody you would not bring in to have around me?
I like the hard question. Because you have to ask it.
Well, maybe it's also being ashamed of me.
Why would I be ashamed of you?
I don't know. I'm just asking. Like, is there?
You're a passionate, informed sports fan. Now, you're a troll sometimes, but I don't think you would troll a person of authority.
I wouldn't.
You'd ask the hard question.
Did I troll John Mara?
No,
I asked him
not.
tough questions, but I mean, I thought it was respectful.
That's exactly right.
So there's nobody that you know that you would say,
no,
I'm not going to bring him in while Evan's around.
Maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
We got one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Woody Johnson.
You son of a bitch.
That's a good one.
Sorry, Evan. Sean and I got to handle that interview.
Yeah.
Are you worried that while there's a line between respectful questions and just being a jerk?
I think your fandom would take over.
Yeah.
Like your emotion would just get the best of you.
Well, the truth is, Rob Manfred was on with Joe and I a decade ago, and he walked off our show. And I think he walked off our show because we started killing the Wilpons to him uncontrollably. And it was the Joe Torre golf event, and he used these. I gotta go.
Right.
I gotta go play golf.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, I'm up. Okay, I got you.
But those guys will do a great job. That's at 4:30 today. Now, if you could ask Rob Manfred one question, and Big Mac is listening right now.
Yep.
Craig may be listening right now. What would your one question be for the commissioner of Major League Baseball?
My question is, how are you going to, and again, this is boring to most fans, but it's interesting to me, how are you going to handle the financial discrepancies? And I know that's why you're pushing for a salary cap, but the Dodgers are exploiting the system. And look, let's face it, they did not have a good year this year. They battled injuries all season long, and they still won it.
Yeah.
If they're healthy and they keep adding, Kyle Tucker could go there. Tariq Skubal could end up there. Like, how do you beat them if you don't change how much money they can spend?
Yeah, the problem with that is it's easy because it fits right into what Rob Manfred is going to try to do, which is impose a salary cap on the Major League Players Association, which they are never going to accept.
The caveat is without doing a salary cap.
Okay.
Because the players aren't going for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he won't use salary cap. I'll give everyone a guide to Rob Manfred because I know how they try to BS us all. He won't use salary cap. Big Mac may, Craig may, he won't. They don't like using that term. So they'll talk about like different mechanisms to bring salaries down. But I'm telling you, forget if you want it or not, the players will blow up the sport over it. Or they'll both blow up the sport over it because baseball players aren't going to go for it, just like we saw in 1994, even 1995.
Right.
So it is a death sentence to us as fans if a salary cap is pushed. What's your one question for Rob Manfred?
Very easy. Rob, in the next 10 years, are the Yankees and Mets in the same division?
Here you go, Sean.
Next how many? 10?
I'm giving that the 10-year window.
I think that is probably for everyone in the audience.
And what if he says no?
He's not going to say no.
And then what if so the follow-up is then, well, have you even talked about it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I want to see the answer, and then you give the follow-up.
If you've talked about it, then it's happening.
It's funny, of all the things that impact all of us as sports fans, that one is going to impact us the most. Like, your CBA questions are very important, especially on the eve of a lockout a year away, and the way all that's going to be handled, and the financial issues in baseball, and the billionaire owners who don't spend and pocket the money, and all that is completely fair. Rule changes in baseball, all completely fair. Robo-wump, all that stuff. But what will impact the day-to-day around these parts is the eventual day, and it is eventual. The Mets and the Yankees are going to share a division. That is going to happen.
Right.
So that's a good one, Sean, because I do think that will impact more of us.
Yeah. And he answers that. It's a talking point immediately tomorrow.
Absolutely. No question. I remember he made a quick blurb about that during the Little League series. And it was
Little League series.
The Little League game. The Mets,
the
Mets Mariners game. I think my one question would be worded in the douchiest way possible. I'd say, the biggest problem this sport has is all your billionaire owners who pocket money and don't spend it. The disgrace that is the A's, the disgrace that is the Pittsburgh Pirates. What are you going to do to tell those cheap-ass owners to spend more? Actually, now that I asked the question, I know why Craig didn't want him. I'm very disrespectful.
Because you could have asked that so much simpler.
I don't want
so much less accusatory.
They'll do a great job. That's coming up at 4:30 today on The Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris Big Mac McMonagle. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019. John is in Bricktown. Hey, John.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
Evan,
it's the last day, by the way. You can say Happy New Year. This is the last day. I'm just telling everybody.
It is a week after New Year's Day, so you're right.
It's a week after New Year's Day.
All right.
But Happy New Year, John.
I believe your son just made the greatest point in sports debates that my family's had in years. Who cares about number one? Who cares about a number one pick, Tiki? How many number ones haven't worked out?
A lot of them.
Evan, let me ask you this. Is your son a Net fan?
Yeah, he roots for all the teams I root for so far.
All right, well, let me ask. Do you remember who went number 2 over number 1 years ago? That would have been the Net.
You got to be
Michael Jordan.
Oh,
and who went number 1 over Michael Jordan?
I had this.
Do you remember?
Yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Sam Bowie.
Oh,
no,
Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie. No, you're right.
It was Sam Bowie.
Yes.
And we could have had him. Could you tell your son your friend John from Bricktown says, number ones don't matter?
That's true. I mean, Spencer's all over it. He knew exactly what to say. By the way, Hakeem Olajuwon did go in front of him because Hakeem was number 1, Sam Bowie was number 2,
right.
Michael Jordan was number 3. Just for the record. So we got to clarify the facts here. I was right, but not to his point, which is that the Portland Trailblazers took Sam Bowie
but
over Michael Jordan.
That was also the era where the big men mattered.
No, I know. You know what's funny about this? So Hakeem
was the center.
Hakeem Olajuwon is a Hall of Fame center.
Yeah.
He won back-to-back NBA championships in 94, 95. I've always wondered this.
Oh, my God.
If you're a Rocket fan, do you regret taking Hakeem over Michael Jordan? Like, I know that sounds weird. I mean, Hakeem's an all-time great, 2 titles. With Michael, you could have won 6.
Yeah, but part of why Michael won was because of the construction of that roster.
Well, you're assuming that they wouldn't have been constructed well.
I mean,
after
Michael Jordan had a lot of years where they weren't great.
I understand. I'm just asking a simple question.
And it took some time.
Sean, you're a...
How about Sam Bowie? He averaged less than 5 points in his career.
Nah, that's an all-time bust move by them.
Wow.
Would you regret... Like, I'm trying to think of a better example.
We have a good one in New York.
Roethlisberger? No, because you guys won the same amount.
You have to act in a world where Tom Brady was picked in the top 5 to have this conversation.
Oh, so would you rather have had Eli or Tom Brady?
Because Olajuwon won 2 rings.
He won 2 NBA championships.
Just like Eli did.
He's an all-time great player. No one's saying he isn't. But he's not Michael Jordan
of
who
course.
won 6.
And
That's all I'm saying.
And I know Hakeem is better than Eli, but I'm just trying to find apples to oranges. Yeah, you'd rather have Tom Brady.
So my question is, and I apologize because this wasn't our last caller's point. It was more that getting the number 1 pick doesn't ensure anything, though in this case it did because they ended up drafting Hakeem Olajuwon, which kind of proves that his point was a little bit off. Mm-hmm. It's 2 and 3. Would we regret drafting a great player even if the great player is great, but not nearly as great as the guy who was 2 picks later? The guy who was 2 picks later is the greatest of all time.
How do you not want the greatest player of all time, even if your player was great?
So if you're a Rockets fan, you would say, I love Hakeem Olajuwon, I sort of regret it.
I don't know how you don't.
Okay, that's all my question is.
Now you're not nearly as miserable as another team, but
a Trailblazer fan. I mean,
of course.
with the Sam Bowie stuff.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
All right, good call. Appreciate it. All I know is that a 5-year-old has made the greatest point in WFAN history, so that's good to know.
I don't care.
Who cares? Shut up, Dad.
What's made me sad is after I shut the camera off, he said, when are we going back? And I said, son, it's 9 months from now. And 9 months for a 5-year-old is like a million years. So as bad as the Jets are, he had so much fun going to these stupid games.
Now you're going to start taking them to practice.
No, you take them back. The tickets are cheap. Go to the World Cup with them.
The soccer?
Yeah, you get back to MetLife Stadium.
That's not football. He's into football.
It's football.
It's football.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let's go to Rock on Long Island. Hey, Rock.
Hey, Rock.
Hey, guys. How are you? Just 2 quick points. One, what do you think our chances are now that Stephen Ross and his big dollars and McDaniel is out of Miami? What do you think our chances of signing John Harbaugh? And 2, do we lose out on a good candidate waiting on John Harbaugh? I mean, it's like some concerns that I have right now.
We did it before earlier in the show. You can rewind on the Odyssey app if you missed it. When we think the Giants are going to hire, mid-January is about the time that these coaches, because what is it, the 17th? When's the title games, the conference title games?
25th.
So right after that, if you want to wait on a coordinator, that's when you figure it out. But that's really late. Because think about how late Liam Cohen felt last year.
Yeah.
That was January 24th.
Yeah, they're not waiting on a coordinator.
Yes.
Let's go step by step.
So the Giants are not.
The Giants are not. This is why this is good news for the Giants. You guys can relax in terms of timing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm talking about. Not what they prefer, but timing. No one is being hired today or tomorrow. Okay, John is not even taking interviews reportedly until next week.
That's because he was waiting to see what Steve Ross would do with the Miami Dolphins.
My gut tells me the new coaches hitting the market like a Mike Tomlin or a LaFleur would only happen if they lose this weekend. I doubt if the Packers, especially the state of the Packers right now, if they go on a deep run, I very much doubt LaFleur is getting axed. So I think we're going to get your final tally of available coaches you would be interested in by Monday. We're going to know the answer. And that's when you're going to interview John. And I think that if he is your first choice, even knowing the newly available coaches, you offer him the job and you hope he gets it. Right. So I don't think timing is really an issue. I don't think they have to wait. I was pointing out with Sean the other day, waiting is important. And what I meant by waiting is waiting for the results, waiting to see, hey, is Mike Tomlin going to be available? Which I'm starting to move in more and more to your territory of even if he's
not with the Steelers, right?
Yeah, even if he's not with the Steelers, he's not jumping to another team. I think you're going to turn out to be right about that if there's a breakup. So I wouldn't be worried about timing. What I'd be worried about is Joe Schoen going to be a negative factor here? The Dolphins are hiring a GM. That could give them an edge on the pursuit of John Harbaugh. So I'd be worried about that a little bit.
But that's only because Chris Greer was let go middle of the season. You know what I mean? It was it's coincidentally lucky for the Miami Dolphins.
By the way, when I think of 1-2, I'm sorry to go back to that. Greg Oden, Kevin Durant. That's the ultimate. And it was Portland again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is crazy. Right. Yeah, Portland took Greg Oden.
I mean,
Seattle at the time took Kevin Durant.
Odom could have been, he just could never be healthy.
I know, but the thing is, like Bob Gelb, who's great around here, brought up Sam Bowie was not really a stiff. He got hurt.
Yeah.
Well, but that's a part of being a boss.
Right, 100%.
Unfortunately, like it's fair, but that's Greg Oden.
That's Odom.
It's a part of it.
It's crazy, man. You think about Portland, they just blazed the trail for bad picks.
How long was that marinating in your head?
Last 30 seconds.
That's pretty good.
That is a good one.
Steve's out in Newark. What's up, Steve?
Hey, Steve.
What's up, boys? Let me first off by saying, Evan, I love you. It's been 15 years. I listen to you daily. I disagree with almost everything you say. I hate all your teams. I think you're a douche at times. But
thanks. All right.
I do agree with you on one thing.
All right.
My kids go to school in Morris County, New Jersey. I checked out their school calendar this year.
Yes, because that applies to me, Steve. So let me know. That applies to me, too.
Oh.
They do go back September 1st, the week before.
There's a problem.
So, Tiki,
this is a problem for us, Steve.
If your kids are in Morris County,
yep, they are.
God bless, brother, because the summer's over a week before it's over.
Here's the bottom line, Steve, and I appreciate that the one place we can find common ground on is this. I will use the bully pulpit, as will Tiki of WFAN, and I want to make this very clear to the superintendents out there. We're not going. They're not going. So if you want to start school on September 1st, God bless you. We are not sending our kids. We are not allowing this to become a new trend. It's not happening. So you're going to wait until September 8th. Is that the Tuesday after Labor Day?
I think September 8th is Sunday.
September 9th.
Something like
and by the way, the same goes around here. We're all going to be taking our summer vacations right around that time. You're not hearing Boomer and Gio that week. You're not hearing Evan and Tiki that week. You're not hearing, well, you may hear Big Mac, but you're not hearing Craig that week. We're off. And so are our kids. And if you got a problem with that, too bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Tiki agrees.
I'm with you.
I mean, it's the only time I can go. Because once football starts, it's over. And so I don't get to take vacations.
I think a lot of people with various jobs are in the same boat. Like you're probably more able to take vacation right before Labor Day. So our kids aren't going. So I've realized I'm no longer mad about this. I'm defiant. And we're all going to be defiant together because no one's sending their kids. I just texted my neighbor. I broke the news to him. First he was stunned. And then he said, cool, my kids aren't going.
You know what? There's another world, though, I'm thinking about.
What's that?
Could be a good week for like a Montauk house or a Fire Island house if a bunch of people are going back to school and it is still summer. A little less people, a little cheaper.
Do you think that some people will feel bullied by the school schedule and say, I have to go?
Make no mistake, we're going to be in the minority.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Because not everybody takes vacation that week. And how many people...
And they're like, get these kids out of my backyard. I'm tired of these kids running around all afternoon.
Exactly.
Go back to school. Teachers, it's your job now.
Interesting. We'll get back to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. Plus, one of the national semifinals games takes place tonight. And I think, like most New Yorkers, I could not care less who wins, but I care about who the Jets and Giants may draft from this game. We'll give you a little handy playbook on who to look out for coming up, plus more reaction from you at 888-808-1019.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. They were on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. You remember them. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts to date. Now they've launched a Maverick Performance Blazer. This thing is legit. It's sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle resistant. Perfect for travel. You just throw it in your bag and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So hit up collarsandco.com now. Use code TIKI and get 20% off. That's at collarsandco.com.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Indiana versus Oregon for the right to play in the Natty. A fitting rematch from October when the Hoosiers went into Eugene and won by double digits. Most likely the number 1 and number 2 pick in the draft this year with Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore. 2 of the top coaches in Signetti and Lanning. I think the Hoosiers have the better QB, coach, and defense. Dan Lanning's best shot at winning this game is converting on multiple fourth down gambles. I say it's unlikely. I'll lay the points with Indiana. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
The playoffs are here, and just like winning teams, your engagement should be all about the very best. If you're ready to pop the big question, why not visit the experts at London Jewelers? London Jewelers can help you select or even design the absolute perfect ring. Why not explore their beautiful 2x London collection, offering something for everyone's budget? So just drop in, mention WFAN. So whether you're starting over or starting new, let London Jewelers be a part of your very special journey. Visit any one of their 6 locations across New York and New Jersey. London Jewelers, serving you and your family since 1926.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great, but I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Your best
year starts with a savings. Don't miss the January Jumpstart event at Nielsen Dodge.
That's right, Chels. We're ready to start your new year with low lease payments to get you driving.
Lease a new 2026 Dodge Durango GT Plus all-wheel drive Hemi V8, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Ram 1500 Tradesman Crew Cab 4x4, just $359 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
With 0 down payment and the credit help you deserve.
Come see all the great savings we've lined up so you can start your new year driving happy and hassle-free. Let the fun begin.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
At Nielsen Dodge.
Sun is in the driver's seat.
Start something new sales event. With approval term Durango 36, Ram 42 months due at sign, Durango 55.99, Ram 59.54 at tax tag 498 doc and DMV fees.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for a vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3? Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
Sal Licata here, and wow, are we thrilled with the incredible job CertaPro Painters did on our house. So clean, so efficient, they actually listened to us and even satisfied my wife, which, as you know, isn't easy. If you've been putting off painting because of the economy or tariff worries, don't. Painting your house is the easiest and most efficient way to protect and raise your home's value. Do what we did. Call CertaPro Painters today.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Are you crazy about your team? Let everyone know about it now at 888-808-1019. Powered by Paramount Plus. Count on Paramount Plus to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game.
You guys know that I'm all over the place with my crazy, always on the go schedule. But the one thing that's most important to me is feeling safe. More importantly, knowing my family is safe when I'm not with them. That's why I turn to my partners at Sloman's. They recently installed the Sloman Shield Link security system into my home, and it is unbelievable. Combines safety, convenience, and peace of mind. Most importantly, I can manage it all from my phone. The thing I love most is I come home and I like music. I like to sing every now and then. A little lounge lizard, as we had Pete on earlier talking about the music he likes to make. I like to sing in my house, so I can turn on whatever tune I want right from my phone. So I walk in, I'm jamming. It's a party right when I get in. Plus, I can check my doorbell cameras, got Apple Music playing, got lighting controls, all of these things right from the palm of my hand. You can experience the future of home security and automation as well with the Sloman's Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com.
Tonight, the basketball teams are off. All the hockey teams are playing. The Rangers are home against the Sabres. The Islanders are in Nashville. The Devils are in Pittsburgh. And we have the first of the semifinals in college football.
The Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Tonight, the first of the two college football playoff semifinal games kicks off at the Fiesta Bowl. The surprising Miami Hurricanes take on the Joe Judge-helped Ole Miss Rebels, with the winner set to punch their ticket to the national championship game versus tomorrow's winner between Indiana and Oregon.
Which brings up the Evan and Tiki Player to Watch. Is sponsored by Dr. J. Shaw at Samuel Institute for Pain Management. Elect 825, Building Our Future, and JAG Physical Therapy. Get back to the life you love. To me, it is all those guys that Evan needs to look at, especially from the Miami Dolphins. Ruben Bain, the edge rusher.
Hurricanes, not the Dolphins.
I mean, the Hurricanes.
Yes.
Ruben Bain and also
Keontae Scott, the cornerback. God knows they can need a corner.
Of players, but I think Ruben Bain is the one that needs to jump off the page.
I agree, because I think Ruben Bain could actually go too.
Yes.
Like, I don't think that is crazy. Now, I speak for myself. I can't say I speak for everybody here. I know I don't speak for Sean in this regard. I could not care less who wins this game tonight. I just have no affinity or dislike or really any emotions to either Miami or Ole Miss.
Right.
What I care about is being a professional football fan and who can be on my team. Unfortunately, Trinidad Chambliss is not coming out.
Yeah, he's looking to get another year.
And I assume he's going to get another year. If he doesn't get another year, what happens? Then he does come out?
I mean, he kind of has to, doesn't he?
Okay. So I'm rooting against him, and I'm rooting for him to not come out because I was impressed by him in the one game I've seen, and I admit it's one game I've seen.
But he's kind of been that all season long.
And I look at tonight, and I'm like, I guess I'll watch him, but the curiosity factor I have today is a lot less than it was a few weeks ago because it feels very unlikely he's going to be in this NFL draft, and hopefully the Jets are not searching for another quarterback a year from now.
A little spoiler alert, Evan. You know we like to be one day ahead of things. A talking point if Miami wins this game tomorrow is going to be the idea of, Carson Beck, is he going to be this year's Jackson Dart? Because he was a guy highly thought of a year ago.
He was. What is the feeling towards him now? Because I've paid no attention.
People believe he will get drafted.
Yeah.
But he's probably not a first-round pick. But you could see, people think rounds 2 or 3, but you never know with this process. He wins a game like this, goes to the national championship game, and I'm not telling you I don't know what he's going to be, but I could see in a world where everybody's thirsting for quarterbacks, that case starting to be made if he plays well.
I think he has a chance to be a decent NFL quarterback, but Georgia moved on from him.
Yep.
And it wasn't like, hey, I want to transfer and go play somewhere else. They were like, yeah, no, get out of here. We like Gunnar Stockton better. And so I think there's some question marks around Carson Beck that he can kind of alleviate with his performance in the playoffs, which he was fantastic in the first round. But then also, once he gets out of college and he's in the combine system and all those other things that we now use to evaluate these quarterbacks after their college careers are over. So it's going to take some work for him. It's not like Fernando Mendoza, where it's kind of just like, all right, you're the best. You're the consensus number one. It's going to take some work for him.
What's tough about tonight's game is that I was looking at not just one. I wanted to look at a few mock drafts just to see how many of these kids we'll be watching tonight are being mocked as first-round picks, not second, third, fourth, fifth, because then it obviously adds up.
Right.
Just first-round picks. And I have only read 2 guys mocked as consensus first-round picks. You mentioned Ruben Bain Jr., the edge pass rusher from Miami, and then the offensive lineman Francis Mauigoa. The problem is, you watch the game, the check out an offensive lineman. That's something Tiki would do, though.
Yeah, I'll look to see. Did he get any pressures? Is he viable? What's his run block?
Yeah, but you know what? What's crazy is the status of the Jets right now is that's the last thing they need. They've obviously used premium picks on linemen the last 2 years. We all feel really good about this line. In fact, the same starters outside of John Simpson could come back next year.
Right.
Obviously, Elijah Vera Tucker is a huge factor. Jets have to make a big decision on him. My gut, by the way, on AVT is I bring him back. I don't want to give up on him. I don't trust him to stay healthy. Unfortunately, that's his track record.
His issue has been health.
That's it.
Right.
So I'd like to bring him back on a reasonable contract, which is probably fair to say. He'd have to settle for a 1-year deal with not a lot of money. But that's my only issue with tonight's game. I wish it was tomorrow's game. Because tomorrow's game is all about us as Jet fans watching the 2 quarterbacks and hoping. Yeah. And I'll tell you this, and we'll get into a little bit tomorrow, but probably not as much with the NFL stuff going on. And who knows, maybe Kyle Tucker will be a Met. I need Dante Moore to play the game of his life because I need Dante Moore to think and his agent to think he could go number 1 overall.
You need Dante's peak.
Yes. Overrated movie. Because if that happens, he comes out.
Why, you're afraid he doesn't want to go to the Jets?
I don't know if he doesn't want to go to the Jets. There's a lot of whispering about that.
Yeah.
I don't have any reporting that tells me that, but I'm worried. Because when everyone whispers the same thing, it's either
it's coming from somewhere, and then even if they don't think it, they might hear it and say, why would we not? Oh, I see.
And the other thing is I'm hoping for is, and I admit this as a novice of college football, I watch a few games a year, so I'm not pretending to be some kind of film expert on this, but I've fallen in love with Fernando Mendoza. Not just what I've seen him do on the field, but even the personality off the field. I feel like that geekiness would actually fly perfectly with this franchise. I'm hoping that if Dante Moore is impressive enough, that maybe he does go number 1 overall. Maybe, especially depending on who the Raiders hire, that is a world in which Mendoza ends up with us.
By the way, if they hire Dabes.
Yes.
Because that's my dream team for the Raiders.
Me too. Because it means Moore may go number one.
I could see Dabes saying, "Oh, I like this kid Dante Moore."
I agree with you.
Right, and I can use him in the ways not dissimilar to how he used Jackson Dart.
Connor Hughes reported that. He didn't report it, but Connor speculated it the way you did, which is, hey, I could see Dable really liking him. And so that's going to be my rooting interest because can you imagine a world where Mendoza ends up with the Jets anyway? It actually reminds me of the Sam Darnold year. So the entire year was suck for Sam. It was supposed to be a tanking year for the Jets. They overachieved. They won more games than they should. They ended up picking 6th. They trade blindly from 6 to 3. Remember, that trade was made like a month before the draft.
Right.
But the thought being, you know what? Even if they don't get their number one guy, whether it's Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen or Josh Rosen, one of them will be there. They ended up getting Sam anyway because he fell. Because Cleveland took Baker Mayfield, you guys took Saquon Barkley, and here comes Sam Darnold. And so after all of that, they got him anyway. So a part of me is hoping, and you guys have been on it certainly before I have, because I have dismissed the idea that Mendoza wouldn't do anything but go number one, and I still kind of do, but I guess I'm holding out hope.
Yeah, so much of it's going to be on who likes him, right?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow night. Maybe Sean was right all along. Maybe tomorrow night matters.
I think it really does. It really does.
Big stage like that.
And they played earlier this year, and I don't remember the game, but I know it was a defensive battle.
Yeah, it was very low scoring.
Yeah, neither quarterback set the world on fire, but that's just because both teams are well balanced.
Right. You forget Oregon's in the Big Ten now.
That still doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
So there you go. Those are your sports options tonight. Scouting for the NFL or 3 hockey games.
And 5 straight nights/days of football playoffs begin tonight.
That is true. Thursday, Friday with the college, Saturday, Sunday, Monday with the NFL. Crazy. All right, let's get to your phone calls. 888-808-1019. Bill is in Lyndhurst, New York. What's up, Bill?
Hey, guys. How you doing? Tiki, let me ask you a question. You guys know I despise the Eagles. Despise. And that's not even a bit enough word. You're going to tell me that I got to sit here and now root for Sirianni and the Eagles not to lose because I don't want to have to worry about Harbaugh going to that place?
I mean, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know it's not ideal, but, I'll give you an example of non-ideal. The Yankees played the Phillies in a World Series. You think it was ideal that I sat here and I admit it, that I rooted for the Philadelphia Phillies because I didn't want to see guys like Sean Morash have a parade? It's less than ideal, but you do what you got to do.
That's still disgusting.
Well,
in 1986, I'm rooting for the Mets.
Well, here's the thing. You do it. It's only a week. We're not saying go Phillies or go Eagles, win a championship.
Well, it was the same thing with the Phillies and the Yankees. It was only a week. It was a World Series.
It was. I know, but this is early.
I get you.
You're not rooting for a team you don't want to win the World Series. You're rooting for the Eagles to get through this week so that John Harbaugh is taken before they fire their coach.
How many weeks with John not being hired would you have to root for the Eagles? Would you do it in perpetuity until...
Well, no, because I think if the Eagles win this week and they don't, and Sirianni's not fired, John Harbaugh will he'll likely have a job before Nick Sirianni is potentially fired.
Yes, well,
it's less likely that Sirianni's going to get fired from the Eagles.
But if we got past the divisional weekend and Harbaugh hasn't made a decision, it tells me there's something going on behind back channels.
Right, and at
that point, I'm moving on from the Giants.
100%.
Let's go to Mike in Maryland. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Evan, Tiki, thanks for taking my call.
Pleasure. What's up, dude?
Great show so far today. So much so that I had to look up the phone number and call in for the first time to a radio show ever.
What?
So thanks for that.
Evan, you do not... You're supposed to give the number, Evan.
I do. I give it every segment.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I
had to look it up. Mike had to look it up.
I don't think you were listening, Mike. I give it every segment. Before we go to break, I always remind it. Toll-free number, 888-80. I did the whole thing. Whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say that's my bad. But
don't blame yourself. Blame Evan.
I was listening in the past couple days while you were out and was waiting to hear your arguments in favor of Stefanski. And it seemed like you kind of broke it down into his coaching staff and maybe his offensive philosophy there. So I just wanted to kind of push back on both of those points a little bit.
Go ahead.
So let's look at his offensive staff. Alex Van Pelt.
Yeah, he's not a play
anything for anyone here.
No, he doesn't. But he calls the plays. So Alex Van Pelt, he got hyped. I forget where he was prior, but then he went somewhere and became a play caller, and he didn't know how to call plays. It's just not. I think New England. He was in New England. It was his first time play calling. So it's not about his offensive staff because that's him. It's more about his defensive staff.
Well, that's kind of been back and forth, too, right? So he's pulled the Dable where he was calling plays, then not calling plays, then hiring another guy for a year, and then giving up his play calling, and then taking it back and firing that guy who happened to come from Buffalo, and then he did it again to Tommy Reese this year. And then his first defensive coordinator was Joe Woods. That doesn't do anything for anybody. So he finally lucked out and got himself Jim Schwartz, who saved his job in 2023, to be frank. I mean, we keep bringing up these coach of the years, but the second one really was the the assistant coach of the year, who he actually won that award too, which is Jim Schwartz. So if we all love Jim Schwartz so much, then we should just hire Jim Schwartz. He was also a failed head coach.
Yeah.
Well, I got to make a prediction. Jim Schwartz will not be John Harbaugh's defensive coordinator because if memory serves correct, John's brother Jim tried to punch Jim Schwartz out. Do you remember that?
Yes, but he's talking about Kevin Stefanski.
No, I know.
Look, you're not wrong, but the fact that the Browns had any kind of competency, and I only know this because I've been around that organization a little bit, it's dysfunctional. It's not quite the Jets because they win games. And so when I look at some of the stability of that team, it's a lot of it I have to credit the head coach because he keeps it together despite all the chaos. Now, if you want to just go the easy route, it's John Harbaugh. It's not even a question. But I don't know if John Harbaugh wants the Giants' job.
I'm going to try a comparison.
I don't think Jackson Dart is important to John Harbaugh.
You don't think he's making a decision based on the quarterback?
I don't.
Then again, if he picks Miami, you're definitely right.
I don't. I honestly don't think that's going to be his criteria.
Then what edge do the Giants truly have? If it's not about Jackson Dart, then the Giants having the most appealing job is no longer true.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I'm going to do a self-serving comparison where your preference for Stefanski over John Harbaugh is very similar to the latest Rico Brogna I did, which I debated Framber Valdez versus Ranger Suarez.
Okay.
And you could download the Rico wherever you download your podcast. Framber Valdez, you can't debate it, has a better track record than Ranger Suarez. Much like John Harbaugh has a better track record than Kevin Stefanski. But ultimately, the reason I prefer Ranger Suarez is I'm projecting the next 3 years. I'm not just basing it on the past because that's easy and it's open and shut. I'm trying to figure 2 years younger. Obviously, in the case of John versus Stefanski, it's a lot more than that. What are you going to do next? And I think a part of your liking to Stefanski is get him to a more functioning organization, give him more stability at quarterback, and let him cook, especially with the experience he once had. So I don't agree with you, but I think it's about projection more than it is reliving the past. Because if we're reliving the past, John Harbaugh wins. How could anyone debate that?
Right.
But that's not the job. The job is what's next?
Stefanski's like paying a free agent for what you think they're about to become.
Yeah, because
which is the comparison I just made.
I cannot discount the Deshaun Watson cluster. You know what?
Yes,
I cannot. Because think about what happened with him. He comes there.
Yeah.
He wins Coach of the Year, and then they guarantee one of the problem children in this league, whatever his contract was, and it was $100 and something million fully guaranteed.
Absurd.
It was absurd.
Yep.
And when you have that much money on your quarterback room for a guy who then tears his Achilles and is not, or what did he tear? Achilles?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Whatever it was.
But one of many injuries.
One of tons of injuries. You can do nothing with your quarterback room. You can't because there's $50 million sitting there. That wasn't him. He didn't say, "Hey, owner, go get me Deshaun Watson." They did this ridiculously horrendous thing for their organization, and he still won Coach of the Year after that and has navigated the last 4 years without really a viable quarterback. It's just so, like, I see what he had success in spite of, and to me, that's appealing.
I get you. Let's go to Chris in Michigan. Hey, Chris.
Evan, Tiki, and Sean, how's it going, guys? Great show.
Good. What's
All
up?
right.
Thanks.
So before I get to what I called for, which was a question I would ask Manfred, the Labor Day thing, you need to fight exactly what you're saying. We've been my whole life in Michigan, when I went to school and sending my kids now, we always went back before Labor Day. It makes zero sense. And ever since I've been listening to the fan for the last five or 6 years, I hear all the hosts talk about how you guys go back after. I don't know why it's not like that everywhere. It just makes the most sense. So I would keep fighting it like you're saying, and I really hope you get somewhere with it.
Oh, we're going to fight because if you give in on changes, those changes just become normal. We will not allow a pre-Labor Day school start to become the norms in this part of the country. I'm warning our governors. In fact, I'm going to write a letter to the president. We need an executive order. School doesn't start until after Labor Day. I'd be in favor of that constitutional amendment, but I'm actually not going to write that letter because there's much bigger issues than that. Right. Anyhow, go ahead, Chris.
So I do. Like I said, I agree with it. I never understood why it's not how it is over there nationwide. So, what I would ask Rob Manfred, and maybe it's just the conception that a lot of people have, I'm only 40, whatever, that's old, whatever, but why does Rob Manfred hate baseball? That would be my question.
What do you mean by that?
I think I said that to Craig when he came in when we had Big Mac and Craig on a couple weeks ago, and Craig dropped it. Hey, Rob Manfred's coming on that Thursday, January 8th at 4:30. And I think I said, are you going to ask him why he hates baseball? Which, by the way, my understanding is Rob gets very pissed off about that question.
Does he?
Like, that is a sore subject.
Do you think he doesn't love it?
No, it's not. It's
You're
honest.
just saying that facetiously.
I think sometimes your actions make us as fans think you don't love the game.
No, that makes sense.
But I think everything is about business. He's a businessman. I mean, it's what you say about owners.
Right.
It's about making money. That's what this is about.
Of course.
That's what it's all about. At the end of the
day, it's entertainment.
Yes. So I don't think the Manfred man on second base, which I hate, I'm not sure what Big Mac thinks of it, honestly. Craig doesn't care because he goes to sleep if the game goes to extra innings. But I hate it. I don't think Rob Manfred said, let's do this rule because I hate baseball. I think he implemented the rule because he knows there's a lot of people that don't want to have 9-hour games. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of managers that don't want to burn through their bullpen.
Right.
I understand the other side, even if I disagree with it. But, yeah, if you ask Rob Manfred why he hates baseball, you're not going to get a great answer. It's not true. I don't hate baseball. Let's go to Bill in Neptune. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
What's up, boys? Thanks for taking the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Listen, as a Giants fan, this is a can't-miss spot for them right now. They have the opportunity to turn this franchise completely around from where it is, where it was, and what it looks like. And I just want your opinion on John Harbaugh because although I know there's a plethora of coaches that are going to be available for them, he is the guy that I think every Giants fan wants. What are your thoughts or what's your take on John Harbaugh when Lamar Jackson is not his starting quarterback? Is he still as good of a coach as everyone thinks that he is when he doesn't have an MVP quarterback behind the helm running his team?
He did okay this year.
He won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco.
I know. And he also did okay this year without Lamar Jackson being available. Not early, because they were bad early. When Lamar, they started 1-5.
Got off to a bad start, yes.
But then they turned it around.
They had a big upset win with Huntley, and I forgot who they beat.
Yeah.
That started
and Tyler Huntley, who had to step in, actually played pretty well. And so, they competed. They had no business competing for a postseason spot this year. We know those stats we give at the beginning of the year. Teams that start 0-2, start 0-3, 0-4, 1 and whatever. They had no business being even close.
I know that Pro Bowls mean nothing these days, but we forget that there was another year where Lamar got hurt, and Tyler Huntley ended up becoming a Pro Bowler under John Harbaugh.
But it's also a question that
3 years ago.
Yeah.
100%.
But the question to me is almost irrelevant because he had Joe Flacco, who I think was a good quarterback. I don't want to diminish what he did in Baltimore, but he won a Super Bowl with a slightly above average quarterback. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
He also ushered in, without really too much of a speed bump, the move from Joe to Lamar.
Yeah, and that happened kind of midseason.
It happened kind of midseason. It also happened in the postseason, I remember, when Lamar was struggling and the crowd was chanting, "We want Joe."
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of a crossover. And while they haven't won a championship since, they went as smooth of a quarterback transition as you'll ever see.
How about giving him a little credit when nobody wanted to touch Lamar in the draft?
Yeah, it's good. But that's Ozzie.
All right, but
that was Ozzie saying, "I'm doing you a favor. You'll thank me later."
Okay. I mean, either way, they were still amendable with Greg Roman. They figured that out early.
Right.
No, he did. Look, whether we give Ozzie Newsome more credit than John's a part of it.
I'm sure they worked well.
That's fun, but he's a part of it working, too. It's a part of Lamar Jackson, who, again, was picked behind think about all the quarterbacks he was picked behind, which feels almost insane to this day. Josh Rosen was taken ahead of Lamar Jackson. Now, some of the other guys turned out to be pretty good, like Baker Mayfield, like Sam Darnold.
Josh Allen.
Obviously, Josh Allen was maybe the best of the bunch.
But Lamar easily could have just been an afterthought late second rounder.
Yeah.
Instead, he's a 2-time MVP.
So this is where I feel good about my college football knowledge. Again, like I mentioned, I barely watch games, right? I remember that year saying to Joe on the air, I don't understand why Lamar isn't top 5. Like I watched him. He's Heisman winner. Like what am my naive eyes not seeing?
Yeah.
And that was it. Like I wasn't screaming and yelling because I admitted like I try to know what I don't know. And I know like, hey, I'm not watching every game. I'm not a scout. And all these years later, I'm like, I was right.
Well, I mean, not to revisit it, but it was ignorance by people who were commenting on Lamar Jackson. Remember, who was it?
Bill Polian.
Bill Polian. He's a glorified running back. Did you watch any game at Louisville?
He thought he should come out as a wide receiver.
Yes. He's just a great athlete. You must not have watched him in college because he threw the ball downfield. It wasn't a dink and dunk offense. And so certain scouts, I mean, this is probably post-racial, so it's past the race issue with quarterbacks, black quarterbacks coming into the NFL. But that year in particular felt like that was the issue.
Yeah.
And the Ravens benefited from it.
Let's go to Mike in Ohio. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
What's up, Mike?
Wonderful.
Hey, listen. Do you think Woody and Muji are sitting around thinking, if Moore comes out, you got to fire Glenn, you got to move on. But if he stays, we got to stick with Glenn for one more year.
Mike, I'm gonna help you out. They're not firing Aaron Glenn. Like, I get it. I understand it. Like, we still have this fantasy. Like,
what if his agent, Dante Moore, says, I don't want to be there with Aaron Glenn?
They're not going to take Dante Moore.
How do you know?
They're not firing because you got to stop with this. Because
If Fernando Mendoza goes number 1 to the Raiders, and you're sitting there at number 2, and he's right there, and he's fantastic. That's how he wins a college football championship.
You're pissing me off, bro.
Are you not taking him?
That's not the question. They're not firing him. So you continuing to bring up, they could hire. They're not doing it. Stop saying it because it excites me. Not that I want Aaron Glenn fired because I don't. I want John Harbaugh to be my coach. Craig agrees. Why are you in here?
Well, I was trying to interrupt. You lost Harbaugh when they fired Mike McDaniel. That's another story.
Why are you ashamed of me? That's what I want to know.
I was coming to offer you something.
What's that?
Obviously, Manfred's coming in today.
Did a whole segment about it.
I thought, in the spirit of us all working together, I'm going to let you ask one question.
Why do you hate baseball, Rob?
Other than that. And if you want to go record it in the room, I'll present Mr. Commissioner with a single question from Evan Roberts.
That is solid of you.
Do you want that or not, Mr. Baseball?
Of course I want that.
Okay. I don't care. Other than, why do you hate baseball, which you sat next to him last year and tried to get through. Other than that, anything you want.
I've never interviewed Rob Manfred with you.
He came on with us?
No, he didn't.
Oh, you were out that day.
Oh, yeah, I was out that day. What coincidence.
Did you do that intentionally?
100%.
I knew it. I told you. I have so many options, but I also don't want to take a question away from Big Mac because it won't come from you. No offense.
Whatever. It's all good.
Yeah, I'll record a question.
Can I just record a single question, not like it's not back to school, one question, 40 amendments to it.
It will be one direct question. Now, when in the interview are you going to play it?
I don't know. I can't promise you that, but I promise you I will play it.
But the problem is I don't want to ask a question
if you do, he'll answer it again.
Okay, fair enough.
All right? Wow. I'm not going to lead with your question.
That is solid of you.
Is that fair, mate?
That's solid.
Yeah.
You know what I want you?
You know what I want you, man.
Look, I love Craig. You know what I want you to ask? Not me. Not Big Mac. I want you to ask.
Go ahead. What is it?
Because I don't even agree with you, but you say it a lot. I heard you say it on the air the other day.
Yeah.
I want you to ask him, why didn't you investigate the Ohtani stuff enough?
Oh, I will.
Okay,
I
good.
will.
I figured you would, because you're very big on, we don't know the whole story. He knew more than's being let on.
Well, here's why I say that. There's a specific reason.
Go ahead.
When they first interviewed, it was a female reporter for ESPN. I apologize, I forget her name.
Right.
The first interview with Ipe, the translator, after it all kind of broke out, he said to the gal from ESPN, he knew what I was doing. He's a good friend. He bailed me out. Period, stop. No wiggle room on that. The lawyers then showed up for Ohtani. 24 hours later, he changed his entire story to, I stole the money. He had no idea.
Right.
Now, I'm not suggesting Shohei wagered.
Right.
But I am telling you, I believe in my heart and soul, he knew that his translator was.
Does that make it any worse?
It makes it worse now because they've lied about it.
But
like bailing out a friend is a good thing,
but in
right?
real time, if he had said, I love Ipe, he made mistakes. Yes, I knew about it, but he did it on his own.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be a problem.
Would he have been okay?
No, but I think you're right. It's a problem now because yesterday was Ohtani Day and they celebrate everything about him. Right. And you've basically been living a lie for a few years.
I sat down and did a 2-hour interview with Matthew Boyd.
I heard it. It was great.
Yeah. He claims he has no knowledge that Ohtani ever made a bet.
Right. He didn't have a relationship with Ohtani.
The money came from Ohtani's account. That's not up for debate. That's been proven in a court of law, right? So it's just weird to me that at first blush, the question was asked. And he said, I'm just gifted with a great friend with a lot of money who bailed me out. But I did all the wagering. And 24 hours later, when the lawyers got into it to protect Ohtani and baseball, it became he stole the money.
It's to protect the Japanese market, loving Major League Baseball.
And Ohtani.
Yeah.
They wouldn't look positively.
I got my question.
Scandal.
I'm ready to go. I'm going to record it right after. I'm not going to tell you.
All right.
But thank you. I appreciate that.
It's my gift.
You're going to let him ask it blind?
If he agrees to sit down at some point, stop this charade.
His back is jacked up.
Oh, come on. Go
it's actually more comfortable. It's actually more comfortable for me to stand. I don't mind
but
it.
you like to exercise during breaks.
I do.
What's wrong with standing? You keep the energy flowing.
It's for the birds.
It's for the birds. I want you to blindly play the question, though.
Yeah.
That is the deal.
You can't listen. You can't listen.
Yeah.
All right.
You can't listen to it. All right. I know what I'm going to do. And I think it's the most important.
Well, don't say it now.
I'm saying it to you. Oh, I can't say it on the air?
He's right there. It's playing in the newsroom.
Big Mac, should I not say it on there? Should I keep it private?
If you're worried about me repeating having your question repeated, I'll listen to it and make sure I don't ask it.
No, it's not. The key is the way I'm going to phrase it.
Oh, jeez.
Because I want... it's important the way it's
Craig is doing you a solid. You're about to,
No, I'm not.
Slap him in the face.
First of all, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. It still doesn't change the fact that he was ashamed of me a few years ago and he waited till I was on vacation. But I appreciate it's a very nice gesture. I love him. But it's the way I'm going to frame it. Okay? I'll tell you what it is, Big Mac. I appreciate it. You're a stand-up guy.
Okay.
Thank you. You excited about that?
I'm excited, yeah.
That's 4:30 today, by the way.
What's that?
4:30 today.
4:30 today, yep.
Which sucks for me because I cannot listen at 4:30, but the Odyssey Rewind app. That's the best part about it. So I'm probably not going to hear it until about 5:30. So if you're expecting me to text you with that was great, you got to give me an hour or so.
When he breaks the news they've already come to a CBA agreement, I'll make sure I text you.
Could you imagine? Oh, my God. All right, that's coming up at 4:30 right here on The Fan. As far as our show is concerned, if you've missed any of it, you could always rewind it on the Odyssey app. Our entire show is on YouTube, which I probably should announce before the show, as opposed to as the show is ending. But the truth is you can go on YouTube at any time and rewind it and watch the whole thing, and you can see what Craig referred to, which is that me and Tiki stand the entire time. Great job by Sean. I thought he had a good B- kind of day.
That was on purpose to start the show. Because people need to start saying Evan and Tiki featuring Sean Morash.
Or with, either way.
He prefers with Tiki.
With?
Yeah.
But you're featured.
I'm with, too.
Either way. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Goodbye.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Presented by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Trae Young was traded to the Washington Wizards yesterday. After 7 seasons in Atlanta, the Hawks guard, a 4-time